It's a game born of passion and hate.
Don't give them room to breathe!
Guts and glory. And one basic human need.
Love that! Gotta love it, man. Here we go!
To score.
4, 3, 2, 1.
You found the official home of the Wilmington Greyhounds. Titan Radio Digital 88.9 FM. You can hear all Greyhound home games on Titan Radio and streaming live at titanradio.net. Here are the voices of the Greyhounds.
It's cold, it's windy, and it's time for football. Welcome to tonight's broadcast as the Wilmington Greyhounds are set to take on the Hickory Hornets. Hello, everybody. I'm Tyler Helvin, providing play-by-play. Alongside me is Terrence Vontas Levine, providing color commentary. So, Terrence, as we look at the stats, the Hornets are 5-1.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I've been told about this team. I was actually talking with one of the local players on Westminster's team, and they were saying the Hornets might take it this year. I mean, Hickory, they were saying that Hickory is a pretty good team, and I was like, oh, what about Farrell and what about Wilmington? He said, nah, man, the Hornets they're a team to play. I mean, they're a big-time team, and as you see, they came in 5-1, and they can play ball.
Yeah, and as you said, the Hornets are coming off a 28-9 win at previously undefeated Greenville Trojans, giving them their first loss. So a dominating win by Hickory. So we'll see if the Greyhounds can fight back after facing two really tough teams at home these past couple games.
Yeah, I mean, I heard Hickory actually had a guy who's signed with Penn State, number 25 for them, Andrew Pritz, who's a 6'3" senior wide receiver and defensive back. So he's not on our list for players to watch, but I mean, if he's going to Penn State, I would watch him too. We also have Chuck Carr for Hickory to look out for, running back and outside linebacker.
Yeah.
But New Wilmington also has some good guys too.
Yeah, and as we look at Chuck Carr's stats, he has 124 carries, averaging 8.4 yards per carry, 173.5 yards per game. He's racked up 17 rushing touchdowns and has now reached 1,041 total yards this season.
And that's in 6 games. That's unreal. Averaging almost 200 yards a game and running for over 1,000 yards in 6 games. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and let's switch over to the Greyhounds now. Player to watch out for them. It's been almost every game, same story. One player, Spencer DeMetal, quarterback and safety. He's been doing everything with his legs. He has 73 carries for 305 yards, averaging almost 4.2 yards per carry rushing, and he has 3 TDs.
And a lot of the time when we watch him, he just is, it's unbelievable just watching him make plays with his feet. 2 weeks ago when we were here and they were playing Farrell, I believe he was making all the plays for Wilmington.
Yeah, that's
honestly,
true.
they were trying to throw the ball, and sometimes they had to break the pocket and he had to do something with his legs.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you look at his passing stats, he's 70 for 128, 890 yards. So Chuck Carr has ran for more yards than he has passing, and he has 7 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. So it's good that he has the leg power that he has.
Right. I mean, he's pretty efficient throwing the ball as well. It's just they're more of a run-based offense, and he's an option quarterback. So, I mean, whenever he has the opportunity to, he can pass the ball if he needs to.
Yeah, and as we've seen in the past, Taryn, what do you think? Do you think Greyhounds are going to be able to stop the run? They are having a ton of trouble stopping the run almost every home game that they've played.
Well, hopefully they game planned for this running back, Chuck Carr, because 2 weeks ago when Farrell came here, it's kind of hard to game plan a guy who's 6'3", 215 pounds as a running back. So Chuck Carr, I mean, he's not as big, but he's a pretty solid kid. I mean, he's 5'8", 190 pounds. He's solid. I would imagine you can game plan for him and have a scout player to be around his size, but 6'3", 230 or 215 from 2 weeks ago, that's kind of hard. But this week, I think they can possibly do better. I mean, game planning all week for this guy, I would imagine they could do a better job.
Yeah, and if they're going to have some success stopping him, they'll have to do it in the second half, as the Greyhounds' basically doom has been in the second half every single game. They're averaging about 20 points, the opposing team, just blowing them out in the second half.
In the second half, I mean, a lot of the time I hear, I actually talked to one of my buddies who's on the football team now. He's saying he hates halftime because you get all hyped up and then you stop for 15 minutes and you lose momentum, which could also be a positive thing. Like if the other team has momentum going into half and then halftime comes and then you just come out and you just start roaring, I mean, it could play both ways. It could either hurt you or it could be more motivational, that you get a break, you're ready to rumble, you see how they play. And I mean, I guess you just got to have a different mindset. So let's see if they can do that today.
Yeah, we'll see if they can. Looks like the Greyhounds are set to kick off. Not sure who actually won the toss there, but Greyhounds are set to kick off to Hickory. So we'll see if the Greyhounds defense can put a stop to them on this opening drive.
Yeah, Hickory's taking a good old time to get out on the field right there.
Yeah.
Looks like Jacob Winters, the lefty, is going to kick it off for the Greyhounds, though.
And back deep for Hickory, it appears to be number 25, Andrew Pritz. We were talking about him earlier.
Yeah, he's a very good athlete. He's signed with Penn State, so Division I schools looking at him, and they're going to get him.
All right, here we go. Winters goes and kicks it off, and the game is underway.
It's Pritz.
Pritz feels it at the 10, takes it to the 20. Cuts back to the 30. Bray gets some room. He's to the 35. Breaks a couple tackles down to about the 44-yard line.
Wow. And
a great kickoff return by Pritz to start off this game, Taryn.
Yeah, great job. I mean, he got that ball about the 7-yard line, took it all the way up to the 42. He was untouched for the majority of the time, but then, I mean, he had a huge seam and it just kind of closed in on him. And that was a great job with the blocking for Hickory and great vision by Pritz.
Hickory here starting at the 43-yard line now to start their opening possession. Luke Brennan back at quarterback in the shotgun. Running backs on his left and right. Here's the snap. Hands it off. Taken out to the right side, makes a couple people miss, and he breaks free. Wow. Down to about the 47-yard line was Charles Carr. Yeah, that's right, Chuck Carr. I didn't even realize it was him.
Yeah, Chuck Carr making a big play on the first play, but it looks like someone's down already on the first
Someone
play.
is hurt.
Tyler George. And I remember
Tyler George, he rolled his ankle.
I remember a couple weeks ago, I'm pretty sure he got helped off the field as well with a leg injury. So I believe this might be his first game back, and maybe he's not fully healed yet.
I don't know, but he's in a lot of pain on the field. He rolled over onto his back now. Trainers, he's laying at about the 44-yard line. Teams on their knees. He is in a huge amount of pain, Taryn.
I'm not even sure what happened. He was out
of the play, it seemed like.
Yeah, to me it looked like he was on the backside of the play, and I don't know, maybe he rolled an ankle or his knee gave out or something.
Being helped off the field now. He's having a lot of trouble.
Best of wishes to him, man.
Applauds by the fans here, knowing how tough it can be first play, getting injured, and he certainly didn't just, I don't know if he just sprained his ankle or what, but he is needing a lot of help off the field here. Well, play is about to resume now. Ball now on the 43-yard line of the Greyhounds. Luke Brennan in the shotgun. Drops back to pass, hands it off to Chuck Carr again, down to the right side. Breaks a couple tackles, but only gains about 2 yards on the play. So good stop by the Greyhounds to stuff the run early on.
And that's what they need. They need to try to focus on him and be able to stop him, because that was a gain of nothing right there. And that was great defense, team defense right there by the Greyhounds.
2nd and 10 now. Ball still on the 43-yard line. Luke Brennan once again in the shotgun formation. One wide receiver on his right, 2 on his left. Puts a man in motion. Here's the snap. Hands it off to Carr. Carr takes it to the left side. Makes a couple people miss, and he gets down to about the 35-yard line there, juking a couple defenders to get about 7 yards on the play.
I don't know how he squeezed through there. To me, it looked like he was about to get stopped.
Yeah, I was about to say he was stopped.
But then I don't know. He snuck through, got skinny, and gained about 8 yards on that play. So good job by him.
3rd and 2 now. Greyhounds defense seeing if they can put a stop to this drive. Here's the snap. Hands it off to Carr again. who jukes a couple defenders but gets stopped right about at the first down marker. But he looks like he got the first down there up to the 30-yard line.
Carr making a guy miss in the backfield. I mean, he was met right at the backfield, but he just kind of sidestepped him and got a gain of about 3 or 4 yards.
And as we talked about earlier in the game, the running game is pretty much the demise for the Greyhounds.
Right.
Brennan in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Carr, keeps it himself to the right side, gains about 2 yards on the play.
That's what it looked like. That's that option play.
Yeah.
You could fake it or you could keep it. It was straight speed option right there. Went straight to the right side, knowing that Chuck Carr was on the outside, faked it to him and said, okay, I'll take it.
Tried to trick the Greyhounds there, but luckily the Greyhounds were able to put their defense to work on that play. Gain of 2 yards. Ball now on the 28-yard line. 9:40 left in the first quarter. Luke Brennan in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Drops back to pass. Stays in the pocket. A lot of possession. Again, caught by Chuck Carr down to the 19-yard line. Had a good amount of protection there in the pocket and was able to loft it off to the left side there.
Yeah. Carr was just in the backfield, and he just ran out to a little swing/wheel, and he was wide open the entire time. I mean, I watched him the entire time. I just happened to see him sneaking out of the backfield, and nobody seemed to pick him up.
Yeah, I paused there. I couldn't see the wall there and was in the way. I couldn't see. It's a first down there, and ball now on the 19-yard line. Carr line up on his left. Here's the handoff to Carr. No, he keeps it himself up the left side. Luke Brennan. Gain of about 5-6 yards there. Fooled the entire Greyhounds defense.
I mean, if I knew I had Chuck Carr and I could fake it to him and take it myself, I would do the same thing. I mean, he had the entire defense besides 2 other people.
That was an unbelievable fake.
Who just happened to be on that side and was watching. And he gained about 6 right there.
2nd and 4 now. Ball on the 8-yard line. Pressure here being put on by Hickory. Luke Brennan drops back to pass. Now hands it to Carr up the middle. Carr makes some defenders miss. Fights to about the 3-yard line.
Wow. Wow. Ran right up the middle right there. Chuck Carr is just doing a great job of finding the seams through his defense, and his offensive line is doing a great job of opening up some holes so he can get through.
So early here in the first quarter, Greyhounds in danger of giving up a score here early on. Ball is on the 4-yard line, first down. Luke Brennan still in shotgun. Chuck Carr lined up on his left.
They also got that big dog Pritz outside, but they're going to
puts a man in motion, hands it off to the left side, fights his way got stopped at the goal line. It looks like no signal by the refs.
Oh, he lowered his shoulder and he hit Spencer DeMetal. Spencer DeMetal made the tackle, but he really took a shot right there by Pritz right there.
It's like Trevin DeVito there was the one that took the ball to the left side. Ball now on the 1-yard line, so he was not able to get in. 2nd and 1. In the shotgun, Luke Brennan. Here's the snap. Just hands it off to Carr, who just takes it in for a touchdown. It is 6-0 Hickory, and just like that, they've put points on the board, Taryn.
Yeah, and just like we were talking about, see if the Greyhounds can stop the run. And currently, it doesn't seem like it, but they also have a very good running back in Charles Carr. And as we saw, he just kind of took it right down the field and did his thing and scored a touchdown.
That's right. Hickory now trying for the extra point. Here's the snap. Kick is up, and it is a high kick that sails directly down the middle for the extra point. And Taryn, as we saw in practice, their kicker has a cannon for a leg. That extra point was way farther than it needed to be.
Yeah, that is Jacob Scarton. He's a junior. I mean, that kid, we were watching him kick 33-yarders, but it looked like he could
50
kick it
yards.
from 50. Yeah, he looked like he could kick it from 50. He has a lot of pop on the ball. And honestly, I think he could be kicking at the next level. He has another year to develop everything, and I think he could be kicking at the next level.
Yeah, we'll see what happens now with the Greyhounds getting a chance to respond here. Cameron Merritt back for the Greyhounds, and Spencer DeMetal also back. Spencer DeMetal, as we've said, uses his feet more than his arms. Plays almost like Michael Vick, Russell Wilson, and all those speedy backs in the NFL.
And right
Or
now,
speedy
they're
quarterbacks.
standing at about the 8-yard line. Knowing this kicker, I would back up just a little bit. He might put it over your head.
Yeah, we've never seen a touchback actually in high school whenever we've been doing this broadcast, so we'll see if that changes here.
And on the roster, it looks like Jake Scarton is solely the kicker. He's nothing else, just solely the kicker. So, like I said, you don't see a lot of guys just focusing just on kicking in high school.
Let's see, boots it about a line drive fielded at the 11-yard line on a hop as DeMetal takes it to the left side, has some room, makes a couple people miss down the left side, makes another player miss, he's to the 35. He goes down to the 35-yard line, made about 3 or 4 defenders miss, and a great kickoff return to start for the Greyhounds possession.
That's Spencer DeMetal. He's a great athlete. The quarterback, I mean, it's testing, trying to go, having the quarterback return kicks and punts.
Yeah, you don't know about injuries.
Hey, he's a great athlete. I trust him. I would trust him. He's just knows what to do with the ball.
We'll see what DeMetal can do here now. Ball on the 36-yard line for the Greyhounds for their opening possession. DeMetal in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Hands it up the middle for about 2 yards. Is the running back, I think it was Kyle Slicker or Jack Patton. Wasn't sure. Did you see, Taryn?
I think it might have been Slicker, but I'm not 100% sure. Those numbers, he was like sideways and his jersey was all...
Yeah, it is really hard to see the numbers up here, but 2nd and 8 it looks like. Had a gain of about 2.
It was Slicker.
Yeah, it was Slicker. We heard it over there on the other PA system. DeMetal now in the shotgun again. The shotgun appears to be their default formation, Taryn.
Yeah, a lot of the time you don't want high school quarterbacks.
DeMetal has a shuffle to the right side and immediately stopped by number 21 for Hickory, Caleb Gagliardi. Can't say the last name there. But 3rd and 6 here. Greyhounds trying to get something going, Taryn. Actually, it's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, looks like right now, like I said before, when they were playing fair and we were having our last broadcast, they need to try to throw the ball. Regardless if Spencer actually throws the ball, he's able to run and just be an athlete.
DeMetal drops back to pass, is going to throw under pressure and sacked for a loss of about 5 yards by Hickory player Ryan Byler, 5'8", and he is the defensive end.
I think that was Anthony Nardone, actually. That kid came flying out right up the middle and just took him down.
Well, Greyhounds here having to punt on their opening possession, showing absolutely no offensive drive whatsoever here. Having to punt.
These two returners are really deep. They're about 40, 45 yards deep, and I don't think a high school punter...
Here's the snap, and it's a shanked punt, but it takes a Greyhounds bounce to the Hickory 40-yard line here.
I don't think those guys wanted to return that punt, first of all, because they were 45 yards back. I've never seen a high school punter punt it 45 yards, so I don't know if they really wanted to return it.
We might see it for the kicker for Hickory.
I guess so.
Hickory now starting at the 41-yard line. Players getting lined up. Under center now in the I formation. Hands it off to Chuck Carr, who breaks a couple tackles up the middle to the 50, to the 45. There's a flag on the play, but takes it to the 35-yard line, flag along the left sideline. We'll see what it is.
He's pretty fast, man. I mean, there was a seam, and he just hit the burners, and I thought he was out for a second. But, no, he had to make a couple guys miss, and he had to slow them down while doing that.
See what the flag is here. Holding on Hickory.
Number 52.
So that will take away Chuck Carr's run and give the Greyhounds a chance to have a stop here and not make it 14-0.
Tyler Bishop, that was about a 15-yard gain, and he just negated that completely.
10-yard penalty from the spot.
That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot. Sets him back about to the 44-yard line now.
I believe it should be 1st and 10, but I guess it's 1st and 7.
Luke Brennan under center in the I formation, puts a man in motion, puts another man in motion. Here's the snap. Does a toss to the right side for Carr. Carr takes it for 7, and he breaks free. Unbelievable.
Man.
Takes it to the 37-yard line. Juke defenders we couldn't see. He was in a pile and just broke free.
He's a little guy, but he can move. I mean, he went to that right side, made a jump cut to his left, and he just turned on the gas, and he was out. He almost was out. He got tackled by a shoelace.
Yeah, literally, he was tripped up. And now Hickory threatening again. Ball on the 38-yard line, 1st down. 4:24 left in the first quarter. Luke Brennan under center. Drops back to pass, hands it off to Carr up the middle, who breaks a couple tackles, fighting his way down to the 28-yard line, put his helmet down, and just plowed through a Greyhound. The Greyhound was able to hang on for the tackle there.
Spencer DeMetal making that tackle. He was the last guy. Unbelievable. I don't know how he fits through these little seams, but he makes it work, and he keeps getting very, very close to breaking. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes one
to the house.
Yeah.
Luke Brennan under center once more. I formation. Fumbles the snap. Looks like he recovered his own fumble. Greyhounds were quickly to pounce, but looks like Brennan was just able to get the ball there, Taryn, and that would have been a big break for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why high school teams don't usually or typically go from under center, because the center quarterback exchange is kind of tough. So, but they're going right back at it.
Yeah, under center, that didn't seem to phase him. 3rd and 1 now. Might be a QB sneak. Drops back to pass, hands it to Carr, makes a couple people miss, takes it up the middle, does a spin move down to the 18-yard line.
This kid's got some moves, too. That was unbelievable. He spun right around that defender like it was nothing.
And, I mean, as we said in the past, the Greyhounds, we just keep having to reiterate, they can't stop the run. Every team that they faced here at home has had one running back that is just off the charts in the league.
Yeah. And like I was saying before, last snap, Brennan had a little bit of issues gathering that snap. I saw he bobbled it a little bit, but they got it to Carr, and Carr made a move and did his thing.
Brennan in the shotgun. Hands it off to Carr, who juggles it a bit, but takes it to the right side, making people miss, takes it out of bounds to the 11-yard line. So just doing a little dink and dunk and getting the yards that they need is Hickory.
They're going straight through Carr. They're not doing anything else. They have a D1 athlete on the outside, but I guess they're just not going to use him. That's Andrew Pritz.
Carr carries for 7 yards.
Takes it 7 yards. 2nd and 3, ball on the 12-yard line. Luke Brennan in the shotgun again. Carr on his left side. Here's the snap. Throws it to the left. Almost intercepted by the Greyhounds, but caught by number 25, Andrew Pritz. And I thought that was going to be intercepted, Taryn.
Well, here's the thing. It was such a far ball that it took a little bit, because as soon as the snap went off, Spencer DeMetal was covering Pritz, and he backed off immediately. And Pritz just kind of went straight off the line for a little slant. And DeMetal made a great break on the ball. It's just he wasn't there in time.
Looks like false start actually on the play. We didn't see the flag. False start on Hickory. Takes him back there. So negate that throw by Brennan.
And now penalties, just setting Hickory back.
Giving the Greyhounds another chance.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll
get
a turnover here.
About 2:30 left in the first quarter.
Brennan in the shotgun hands it off to Carr, who this time is... he breaks... okay.
No,
he was taken down by the Greyhounds. He was stopped behind the line, but had 3 defenders wrapped around him and broke free until another Greyhound came and finally brought him down.
Yeah, great job of just not trying to give up on the play. But the only thing is, when you're not giving up, you got to go forward. You can't really go backward. And that's what he
was
did.
taken down, and then whenever he stayed up on his feet, he kept going backwards. Takes him back now, 3rd and 13 now, after what would have been them on the about 3-yard line without the penalty, now back on the 24-yard line.
They're still in field goal range, too, with their kicker.
Greyhound showing blitz, takes it to the right side, taken by Carr now in the handoff. Carr takes it to the right side, pushed out of bounds, falls over on the track on ow.
That was Spencer DeMetal.
DeMetal took him out.
Just pushed him, and he flew out of bounds.
Yeah, he fell on the track over there. Hope he was all right.
Taken out of bounds by Spencer DeMetal.
So DeMetal making a stop there.
I don't know if they're going to kick it. I think they're going to go for it.
And an interesting call here by Hickory, going for it on 4th and 14 at the 24-yard line.
Sorry for interrupting, but when you got the athletes that they do, I mean...
Drops back to passes. Brennan under pressure, throws it deep down the middle. Ooh. Oh, almost picked off by Cameron Merritt. But it is a turnover on downs for the Greyhounds, so a crucial stop on defense for the Greyhounds.
Hey, great defense right there by the Greyhounds. I know Hickory kind of didn't help themselves by, getting those penalties, especially that false start penalty. That kind of took all the momentum out of their sail. But great job by the defense right there from the Hounds, coming up with that turnover on downs.
And it's only 7-0 now instead of a potential 10-0 or even 14-0. Spencer DeMetal now in the shotgun, starting at the 23-yard line. Puts a man in motion, hands it off to Cameron Merritt, who takes it on the right side, makes a couple people miss, and takes it to the 29-yard line.
Merritt's a little kid, so he can hide behind some linemen and just make some plays, and he's fast too.
Yeah.
That kid can run. He's a freshman. Man, he can run. So
a gain of 6 yards on the play there.
A gain of 6 on the play.
On the right hash mark starting, ball on the 29-yard line. A minute left in the first quarter now. 54 seconds. DeMetal in the shotgun again. Merritt lined up on his left side, puts a man in motion, hands it off on the left side, and immediately tripped up and taken down. That was pretty. Jack Patton, the sophomore, tried to take it to the left side, wide receiver, but immediately was stopped by Hickory.
Yeah, 2 jet sweeps in a row. That time it was Jack Patton, and he didn't really have anywhere to go. Tried to make a juke move, but that guy on the ground that he tried to juke out kind of flipped him up, and there was a guy trailing and just kind of slammed him right back down. So you got to be careful in those types of plays.
Yeah. 3rd and 6 now. That was actually a loss of 2 on the play. 10 seconds left. We'll see if they get a playoff. Drops back to passes to DeMetal. Throws a nice little pass to the right side. And brought down to about the 29-yard line was Kyle Slicker. So that will be it for the first quarter. Thank you for listening. We'll be right back for the second quarter.
This is the news. This morning, we are saluting the 2.2 million women who have joined in the war effort. They now make up 37% of the workforce, changing their role forever.
The prestigious Harvard Medical School is breaking ground today, opening its doors to new female applicants.
Today, little girls all over the world look to the sky, where the first woman is now in space.
Military stereotypes are challenged today with the trailblazing promotion of a U.S. female officer to 4-star general. It was just announced that the vast majority of last year's doctorate degrees were earned by women.
We've come so far, but our news is changing for the worse. More women die from heart disease and stroke than men, even though it can be prevented. Make a change at GoRedForWomen.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women.
Welcome back to Greyhound Stadium for the start of the second quarter. I'm Tyler Helvin. Alongside me is Taryn Savantis Levine. Taryn, what do you think the Greyhounds are going to have to do to get some points on the board?
They have to just rely on Spencer DeMetal. I think they're going to go for it here on 4th down. And he's their best athlete. So we have to... No, they're going to punt it. Actually,
Oh, they are going to punt.
I don't know. Well, Spencer DeMetal is an up back here, so.
Score 7-0 Hickory. Here's the punt, and it's a line drive. Fielded at the 44-yard line.
Oh.
Takes it, and there's a flag on the play.
It's going to be a clip. I can almost guarantee that.
Andrew Price was the one who returned it to the 42-yard line. We'll see if you're right, Taryn.
Flag on the play.
I saw the ref throw the flag, and the guy was standing right there like, what did I do? And I saw another Greyhounds player on his face. So usually that means it's a block in the back. And yep, that is a block in the back.
Block in the back on Hickory. So that'll take him back, and hopefully this will give the Greyhounds defense a jump start to be able to hold Hickory again, since their offense still couldn't get anything going.
That was a pretty good return right there by Pritz.
Ball now on the 46-yard line of Hickory instead of the 44-yard line of the Greyhounds.
First down for the Hornets from their own 46.
First down here. Brennan under center this time. Carr lined up behind him in a single back formation.
Hickory has a decent size
Here's
line.
the snap. Hands it off to Carr. Carr takes it up the middle, breaking a couple. Player, it looks like Cameron. No, not Cameron Merritt. Who made that tackle?
It looked like number 64. That's Alex Whitmore.
Alex Whitmore was hanging on the back of Carr. He was literally just pulling on him with all of his weight to make sure he couldn't get loose. Otherwise, he would have taken that for about 20 yards.
After a gain of 5.
Yeah, like I was saying before, Hickory has a decent-sized line. Like, their entire line looks very, very big.
Brennan under center now, I formation. Fakes the toss to the right side. Caught out the middle. Taken down at the 38-yard line is...
It's Joey DeJulia.
Joey DeJulia on that play.
Joey DeJulia on that slant. It was a fake toss, and they turned around and fired that slant over the middle.
Cameron Merritt. Same 11, 12-yard gain on
And a great play there. Ball now on the 38-yard line is Hickory. I formation again, Luke Brennan. Here's the snap. Hands it up the middle to Carr. Carr fighting his way for about 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, that was a little toss. But the thing is, usually a toss goes outside. He kind of took that toss right up the middle. It was like an ISO toss, which you don't usually see. But he made a play out of it and gained about 3 or 4 yards.
So ball now on the 35-yard line of the Greyhounds. Hickory threatening again. Brennan under center, single back formation. Here's the snap. Hands it off to Carr up the middle. Carr takes to the left side, has some room to the 30, breaking some tackles up to the 25-yard line.
I think he just got tackled by his own guy. It looked like John Sims. I think he was trying to make a block, but accidentally just ran right into Carr and took him down. I mean, I don't know how you accidentally take down your own guy, but he lowered his shoulder and took down Carr.
Yeah, and the Hickory is threatening here again. Ball on the 24-yard line. Greyhounds trying to stop the run. They're having no such luck. Brennan under center. Hands it off to Carr again. This is a familiar sight. Takes it about 2 or 3 yards this time. Greyhounds defense able to stop him.
That was a great play right there. But I think it was Kyle Slicker who came off the backside and just made an unbelievable play in chasing down Carr.
2nd and 8 now, ball on the 22-yard line. Greyhounds doing whatever they can to hold them and get points. The Greyhounds offense, Taryn, has been struggling a lot lately.
Yeah, they have. I mean, when you really rely on mainly one player to make a play for you, it's kind of tough. But you guys, they really have to try to...
Brennan drops back to pass, rolls left now. Plenty of time, throws it to the left side, and caught for a touchdown. Joey DeJulia.
Wow. Great play right there. And that That was a good attempt by the DB trying to rip it out at the end, but that was just a great job rolling out to his left and firing that ball to Joey DeJulia, who was open in the end zone. And just great overall play. That's a great pass, first of all.
22-yard pass for the touchdown, bringing it to 13-0 Hickory. Now going for the extra point.
Hayden Gallagher snapping to William Brewer.
William Brewer, the holder. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it's high, and it is good.
Right down the middle.
14-0 Hickory, and Greyhounds are just having a lot of trouble, as we've seen in previous broadcasts, Aaron, on the run game.
Yeah, that's that run that really, really kills them. And as we saw with that, there was a pass, but here's the thing. There was great coverage. The quarterback broke the pocket, so that's very hard for the defensive backs to cover a wide receiver just running around, just, playing backyard football. It's hard and it's tough to do. So that's great play by the offense right there, and tough to cover by the defense.
Yeah, Brennan, whenever he dropped back to pass, he stayed in the pocket. Whenever you were talking, he just kind of rolled left, just kind of took his good old time. There was absolutely no pressure by the Greyhounds. They were worried about everyone downfield, and they still had that huge pass for a touchdown.
Yeah, and the thing is, he really didn't have to contain in the pocket. He just did. I don't know why, but it worked out, and they scored a touchdown.
DeMetal and Merritt now back for the Greyhounds to receive the kickoff. Who's their kicker again, Taryn?
Sorry again?
Who's their kicker? 89?
Yeah, that's Jacob Scarton, who I want to see if he can put this in the end zone, honestly.
That's the question of the day. Back to kick, runs up and boots a line drive.
I mean, he almost
put it in the end zone. DeMetal muffs it to the 11-yard line, now returns it. Makes a couple people miss, takes it to the 25-yard line. When he caught it, that ball ricocheted far off his chest.
Oh, I mean, he kind of jumped to knock that down, because that was just it was a bullet that he kicked, which was going to go straight into the end zone. And DeMetal knocked it down so he could get a return, and he took it out to the 25.
Ball now on the 25-yard line for the Greyhounds. Greyhounds seeing if they can get any kind of hope on offense now. 8:47 left in the second quarter. DeMetal in the shotgun. Two wide receivers on his right, two on his left. Puts a man in motion. Fakes the handoff. Throws it deep down the left side. Got a man.
Oh, he dropped it.
And almost caught by Bryson Varelli. Caught it whenever he went to the ground. Just couldn't hold on, Taryn.
To me, he looked like he was nervous that the safety was going to
hit him. But
the thing is, that safety was not close enough to get a shot on him.
Because he actually collapsed. As soon as he caught it, he went down without anyone touching him. I think he just got scared there. Teammates tapping Varelli on the back. They know it's hard, but you have to make plays like that. I mean, against this tough team with having no offensive performance right now.
That would have been easily a 20-yard gain right there.
DeMetal in the shotgun. Three wide receivers on his left, one on his right. Drops back to pass. Now hands it up the middle for about 2 yards. Was Cameron Merritt.
They're trying to go straight up the middle, and like I said, for the offensive line on Hickory, their defensive line is pretty solid as well. I'm looking down, and they look like they're about at least 6'1", maybe 200 pounds each of them, at least.
Yeah, I mean, as we look at their roster, it's all 5'10", 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" even, and that's just hard to contain.
Their smallest defensive lineman is 6'2", 185.
Wow. DeMetal drops back to pass in the check. Immediately under pressure, rolls left, trying to get away, throws it downfield.
Oh, he missed an open man.
Almost caught. He didn't have enough power on the play. Tried to get it to Kyle Slicker downfield. Slicker slid, but just couldn't get the ball.
He missed Cameron Merritt standing wide open in the middle of the field. It was right in front of him, but he was looking downfield, and he looked for Kyle Slicker. He could have made an easy play to Cameron Merritt, and he would have got a first down. He was right at the marker.
And speaking of first downs, Greyhounds have yet to get a first down in this first half, I believe. So offensive performance is subpar, to say the least, at the moment. back to punt are the Greyhounds, punting from their own 26-yard line. So Hickory is going to get good field position. Here's the punt, and it's shanked. Takes a Greyhounds roll again to the 47-yard line, and that was only about like a 15-yard punt that rolled.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the way he kicks it. But here's the thing. It's starting to rain now, so I don't know if it was raining before when DeMetal threw that ball
didn't
down.
Even realize it was raining.
Yeah, I don't know if it was raining before when DeMetal threw that ball, so it might have slipped out of Bryson Pirelli's hands. I'm not 100% sure, but you still have to be able to try to make that play and capitalize for your team.
You're right. It is starting to rain hard here at Greyhound Stadium. 7:41 left in the second quarter. Hickory leading 14-0. Beginning at the 47-yard line with the ball. Here's Luke Brennan in the shotgun. Chuck Carr lined up on his left. Hands it off to Carr, who... No, he kept it. Brennan kept it. Fooled the defense. Takes it 6-7 yards up the left side.
Yeah, that was a good fake. That's that option play. Like I said, you can give it off to... if you keep giving it off to Carr, everybody's going to focus on Carr.
That's what they did.
Then you're going to fall asleep. You're going to fall asleep and forget about the quarterback. And that's what happened. And he gained about 7 yards. The rain's really coming now.
It is. The rain is pouring here. So we'll see if there's going to be any fumbles starting up here in the game.
I don't know if they'll pass it as much now.
Ball on the 46-yard line. Luke Brennan still in the shotgun. Hands it off to Carr, who's going to take it to the right side, dancing his way for about 4 yards for the first down. Takes it to the 40-yard line.
Great job right there by Charles Carr going to the right side and kind of shimming his way through for 4 yards and getting the first down.
Ball now on the 41-yard line. Greyhounds here cannot afford to make this 21-0 with their offense the way it is, Taryn.
Yeah, their offense right now is stagnant, and they're having issues moving the ball. So their defense really has to step up here.
Luke Brennan in the shotgun. Chuck on his left. Tosses it to Carr on the left side. Taken down his Carr at about the 36-yard line. Gain of a couple yards on the play, but as you saw, Taryn, it's just taking all of the Greyhounds defense to get him down. They're just trying to rip him down because Carr's a fighter. Whenever someone's on him, he will try to rip them off like it's a leech.
5'8", 180 pounds. So this kid is solid. He's not the tallest, but he's built like a running back. He's solid.
We'll see if they give it to Carr here. Puts a man in motion. It looks like it will be false start. There was a flag on the play. It was a late flag.
Let's see, false start, yep,
false start on Hickory, so that will set them back. So Greyhounds here haven't had any penalties put on them, but Hickory, as soon as there's a penalty, they're just bouncing back, so we'll see if they bounce back here.
Last time they had a penalty, their drive was completely stopped. So let's see if the Greyhounds can stop them again and capitalize for the first time and get a first down.
2nd and 11, ball on the 42-yard line now. Brennan in the shotgun. 2 receivers on his left, 1 on his right. Carr lined up on his right. Hands it off to Carr up the middle. Carr spinning his way, still on his feet up the middle for about a 6-7 yard gain.
He spun off 2 different tacklers at 2 different points on that run. Unbelievable. He's
like a pinball just
kid.
Bouncing off of
That's
people.
What he did. He hit one guy, spun left, kept running, hit one other guy, spun right. Man, this kid is really playing some nice football right now.
Greyhounds here have to make a stop on defense. It is 3rd and 6. 5:30 left in the second quarter. They need to get the ball back. They need to make something happen. Looks like there's a player hurt for the Greyhounds right now. Actually, what's his number on the roster, Taryn?
It's number 33.
We actually don't have a number 33 here. I'm trying to look.
Yeah, we have him. He's that's actually Isaiah Gargiulo. He's a defensive end, sophomore. Or, excuse me, outside linebacker. Looked like he might have rolled an ankle.
Yeah, being taken out now. So 3rd and 7, ball on the 37-yard line. We'll keep an eye on him on the sideline.
And I think the rain stopped.
It did stop, yeah. Luke Brennan drops back to pass in the shotgun. Under pressure, fires a bullet. Caught, but not for a first down.
Looks like it's going to be short, yeah.
Caught by Jolie DeJulia. And it will be short. Caught right at the first down marker, and I think that I think that that Hickory is going to go for it.
It looks like they're bringing in a heavy set, so they could just pound the ball with Chuck Carr.
Yeah, that's literally inches. That's actually a generous spot. I don't think he caught it that close to the first down marker, but...
Yeah, they're going to bring in the chains.
They are bringing in the chains. Wow. So a generous spot by the ref. He was actually far away from the first down marker. He definitely didn't get it, but ref spotted it closer than it was. Chains now literally inches away. Inches away. So 4th and inches at the 31-yard line. Taryn, I think we know where this ball is going to next play.
Yeah, they brought in the heavy set just to give it to Chuck Carr and see what he can do.
So it's going to be Stonewall against Stonewall. See if the Greyhounds defense...
Lining up all the way in the back is Andrew Pritz.
And he's in the shotgun, actually, instead of under center.
No, he's under
he is
center.
under center. He has 3 people lined up behind him. I was confused by the formation. What is that, Taryn?
That's just an extremely heavy set.
Tosses it to Pritz on the left side, runs for about 6 yards on the play for an easy first down. But, yeah, that formation, I thought it was the quarterback and 2 players lined up behind him, but the quarterback had 1 player lined up behind him and then 2 players lined up horizontally.
Yeah, a lot of the time you see that on the goal line. That's just a straight heavy set. You got 2 fullbacks and then a running back. So you just kind of pound that ball.
Brennan under center in the I formation, hands it up the middle to Carr, spinning his way, making people miss and fighting to the 8-yard line. And just an unbelievable run by Carr. Spun 2 people and just had the 3rd guy dragging along behind him.
This kid easily has about 100 yards
already
about this time. Yeah, I would say so. He has about 100 yards because he's just making it look easy. And the rain has come back.
It is starting to come back here. I'm not seeing it until you say it, but ball on the 8-yard line now.
It's a little chilly outside and it's raining, so I know some of the guys on the side.
Hands it off to Carr, up the middle. Carr just fights his way easily for a touchdown. 22-0 Hickory, and this is quickly becoming a blowout, Taryn.
Yeah, this defense is unable to stop the run, and when they have Chuck Carr back there, one of the best running backs in the league right now, what else are you supposed to do? It's like saying fire is not going to beat ice.
Yeah.
So
back now for the extra point is Hickory. Here's the kick. It's up, it's high, and it is good. Hickory now having a 21-0 blowout right now over the Greyhounds. 4 minutes left still in the second quarter. And Taryn, do you think the Greyhounds are going to be able to have just the slightest bit of hope going into halftime?
When you have Spencer DeMello as your quarterback, you always have hope. That kid can turn any play into a huge play, regardless whether it's with his arm or with his legs. That kid can make plays at all times. And not to mention, he's returning kicks, so I would watch out, or I'd not kick it to him. One or the other. Not to mention, Cameron Merritt is a little quick kid, and he can make some plays as well, and he's back there deep.
Yeah. So game not over yet. While it does appear to be a blowout, if the Greyhounds can get a touchdown here going into halftime 21-7, it won't be as bad. But right now, it is not looking good for the Greyhounds, for all of you listening. Getting set to receive. Merritt and DeMettle back as always to return the kick.
That same kicker, Jacob Scarton, is taking his steps back.
Where do you see Jacob Scarton on the roster? There we go. I actually didn't know there were stats on the back there. Back to kick, taking his good old time, but now runs up to kick, and a beautiful kick fielded by DeMettle at the 8-yard line. DeMettle takes it back, has some room, making some people miss it. He's still on his feet to the 42-yard line.
Just like I said.
He got tackled and just kind of slipped out.
Just like I said, he can make plays, and he took that 35 yards to about 42 yards. 36 yards. He got that about the
41-yard line, yeah.
Yeah, you got that about the 5, so you took
Oh,
it
yeah,
about
I fielded at the
36
8-yard line, yeah.
36 yards.
Yeah, returned to 36 yards to carry on the PA system. So a great return by DeMetal, hopefully going to jumpstart this Greyhounds offense, desperately yearning for points here going into halftime. 4 minutes left in the second quarter. DeMetal puts a man in motion, hands it off up the middle to Slicker, who takes it 2 yards up the middle. And Taryn, the run just isn't working for the Greyhounds. They got to switch.
The Hickory's got a big defensive line, and the Wilmington has a smaller offensive line. I mean, I'm not saying that they have a small offensive line, but Hickory's defensive line compared to Wilmington's offensive line, I think we know who's a little bit bigger. I think the Hickory kids are maybe they're just fed differently, so they're a little bit bigger. I'm not sure. I mean, Wilmington's a small school. I'm not sure how big Hickory is, but Wilmington is a small school.
DeMetal now in the shotgun. Puts a man in motion, rolls to his left side, does a shuffle pass to the left. Taken to the 49-yard line was
Jack Patton.
Jack Patton.
Jack Patton, excuse me.
So now it'll be 3rd and 1 at the 49-yard line. Clock's still running. 3 minutes left.
Jack Patton carries for 7 yards.
Carried for 7 yards there. Greyhounds taking their good old time. Clock still running. 2:54 left. Not sure what they're doing. They're standing there and waiting in the huddle, Taryn.
DeMetal's number hasn't been called yet, so I wouldn't be surprised if he takes this for the first down. For their first down.
3rd and 2. DeMetal in the shotgun. Merritt lined up on his right side. Hands it off to Merritt, who fumbles the ball.
Oh, you can't do that. He had room, too. You can't do that. Oh, man.
Oh, boy, and a costly mistake there by Merritt. Timeout taken by Hickory, I believe.
Yeah, it was Hickory. That was their first timeout they took.
We'll go to a break now, but we'll be right back on Titan Radio, home of the Greyhounds.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Greyhound Stadium as Hickory is leading the Wilmington Greyhounds 21-0. 2 minutes left, 2:26 to be exact in the second quarter. Greyhounds have the ball at the 44-yard line, and it is 4th and 7. They are going to punt. What do you think, Terrence? Smart move to punt here?
Yeah, I would say so. You can't give them good field position.
Back for the punt. Here's a good kick. Takes another Greyhounds bounce to the 30-yard line, so that is where Hickory will start their possession.
About a 33-yard punt right there.
So what do you think, Taryn? Do you think Hickory is going to be able to pull off some more points going into halftime with 2 minutes left?
They've only been stopped once, so I wouldn't be surprised if they can't take it down the field right now.
Yeah, Greyhounds here really need a turnover because their offense can't get anything going, and their defense has to be getting tired. Their defense has been on the field constantly this entire game. Brennan now in the shotgun. Drops back to pass, looking right, throwing right, almost tipped by a Greyhound, but caught for about only a yard, actually, was Pritz on the catch.
It was Andrew Pritz for about a gain of about 2 yards. They got to get a little bit more yards than that. There's 2 minutes left. You got to get down the field.
1:59 now. Hurry up offense. Brennan in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. Looking left. Has a man wide open, but now rolls to his left side. Has more time. Now under pressure on the left side. Tripped up and slides and takes a loss of about 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, he didn't need to do that. He had great protection
and
right there.
He had some wide open players on the left side.
He didn't need to break the pocket. He had great protection by his offensive line. I was saying those boys are big kids, and they are not letting anyone get to him unless he breaks the pocket.
Another timeout called by Hickory. We'll take this time to let you know on social media. Get social, post a picture, or join the discussions that matter now with WCN 24/7 and Titan Radio on Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, Instagram, and Snapchat. Also, WC Proud, our TV and radio crew are part of the Westminster Broadcasting and Media Production Program at Westminster College, providing real-world experience in today's media for tomorrow's producers. We're very proud of the work of our students and our alumni. See why you should be too at WCProud.com. That's WCProud.com. So, Taryn, as the Greyhounds defense goes back onto the field here, 3rd and 15 now. Can the Greyhounds, can they get any points? Do you think they get the ball back and potentially score? This might be a gift.
Okay, from what I've seen, their quarterback is very accurate. He's a very good quarterback. But I kind of see an interception here. I think he's going to telegraph his pass, and there might be a interception.
Everyone's going out to pass, drops back to pass, throws it way downfield, has a man.
That's a flag.
Oh, and there's a flag, and that is defensive pass interference on Jack Patton.
He launched that ball, and that was going to be on the money. But Jack Patton, you either get beat or you tackle the kid, and Jack Patton pretty close to tackling the kid. I mean, he got beat, and he was not going to let up a touchdown.
Yeah, so defensive pass interference there on Patton. And you can hear the crowd there. They didn't like the call. Whenever I was looking, I actually originally thought that it was actually a good play by Patton, and he just played the ball. But
he just came in a little too early. It was just a half second too early. He just hold his water, he would have been fine. Great play by him, but unfortunately it's going to be a 15-yarder.
And that's bad because that gives Hickory a first down, and the Greyhounds could have got the ball back. And now Hickory's still threatening. 1:30 left and a first down. Ball on the 41-yard line with that penalty. 41-yard line of Hickory. Brennan now in the shotgun. Carr lined up on his left side. Low snap, drops back to pass, throws a bullet to the left side, caught and taken out of bounds at the 49-yard line was Cameron Pica.
I think that was DeJulia.
Was that DeJulia?
Yeah, it was Joey DeJulia.
Oh, I thought it was number 15. Oh, it was DeJulia. Excuse me.
DeJulia, I mean, he had an opportunity to cut it right through the middle and split two defenders, but he decided he was going to go out of bounds and stop the clock.
Yeah, 1:23 now. Ball on the 48-yard line, 2nd and 3. Shotgun formation. Carr again lined up on his left side. Drops back to pass. Looks left, throws immediately to his left side, and taken out of bounds is Pritz, immediately stopping the clock at the 47-yard line.
Little dink and dump right there. It was a little short pass. Pritz made a move upfield and gained about 4 or 5, but went out of bounds.
And whenever we're looking at this Hickory offense, they seem to have a strategy going. Like, Greyhounds don't seem to have a real strategy. Hickory now seems to know exactly what they're doing and what they want to do.
Right.
Hickory now on the 48-yard line, drops back to pass in the shotgun, throws it downfield, and looks like it was caught at the 39-yard line, threw it to his left side, dragged his feet, was DeJulia there.
Yeah,
so
DeJulia made a great catch on the sideline. He only needed 1 foot in, so he made sure he had one foot in.
I wasn't even sure if 1 foot was in, because it looked like he bobbled the ball, but looks like he caught it there. Ball now on the 39-yard line, 2nd and 1. 1:07 left in the second quarter. Greyhounds showing the blitz here. Drops back to pass, under pressure, and caught on the right side. Caleb Gagarli fought his way for a first down there. Wasn't sure. It looks like he was going to be taken down until he just kind of was like, oh, I wasn't taken down yet.
Yeah, he just kind of fought for a couple extra more yards.
In the no huddle here, drops back to pass, rolling left, throws left, way downfield, caught again to this 14-yard line, stopping the clock with 46 seconds left.
Well, here they go. They're trying to roll down the field and make a quick score with 46 left. That was deep pass to Pritz, and Pritz went out of bounds to stop the clock.
Greyhounds here showing no life on defense whatsoever. They're just not having any answers for any of the players, Taryn.
No, they're moving the ball easily, the Hornets are, and hopefully the Greyhounds can step up and make a big play.
Ball on the 14-yard line now, drops back to pass, rolling left, under pressure, throws to the left side, diving catch, incomplete on the left side. A great effort there by Hickory, but incomplete pass turn.
I think they really like DeJulia. I think they really, really like DeJulia. I thought it would be more of Andrew Pritz because, he's signed with Penn State, but I guess DeJulia and the quarterback might be best friends.
I'm interested to see here with the ball on the 14-yard line, 40 seconds left. Do you think they'll give it to Carr?
They have 2 timeouts. They have 1 timeout, actually, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
In the shotgun now, Carr lined up on the left side. 2 wide receivers on his right, drops back to pass, looks right, immediately under pressure. Ball is loose. Fumble. Recovered by Hickory.
See, I mean, he tried to get out of the pocket for no reason, and that helped the defender, get to him. So I was just confused why he has happy feet. He could just sit in the pocket, and he can do his thing, but he tried to get out right there, and unfortunately he got sacked and for a fumble.
It didn't work there. Hickory takes a timeout, so we'll be right back here on Titan Radio, home of the Hounds.
Come on, it's game day. You've got all weekend to study.
Jen, this has nothing to do with studying. I've got to work. The way the economy is, I figure I'll be working for the next century just to pay off these student loans.
Well,
I know. You joined the National Guard, so your college is completely paid for. Yes, you've mentioned it a couple thousand times.
The National Guard Scholarship covers up to 100% of your tuition. Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Pennsylvania National Guard, aired by the Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Welcome back to Titan Radio, home of the Hounds, where there's 30.7 seconds left with Hickory leading the Greyhounds 21-0, having the ball at the 23-yard line. 3rd and 18 now after a fumble. Whenever Brennan scrambled out of the pocket, and as you said, Taryn, he didn't need to.
No, he didn't. I would watch out for a draw here, though, so watch out.
In the shotgun here, drops back to pass, rolling right, under pressure, throws it downfield, and almost an unbelievable catch by Pritz on the right side, but incomplete. So, Taryn, we'll see how the kicker's leg is now.
Yeah, where is he at? It looks like he's going to be kicking a 41-yard field goal. I'm not going to doubt I'm going to say he's going to make it.
Yeah, well, knowing his leg, as we saw in practice, this is what he was practicing for, and he was nailing these very easily.
Yeah, he's actually going to go for about 40-yarder here.
So Hickory here trying to make it 24-0 going into halftime.
I have faith in my kid, and if he has some pop like this.
Getting set for the kick. Here's the snap, and it's a botched snap. Rolling to his left now was the holder taken down, and a stop by the Greyhounds. Jack Patton was there to make the play.
That's 2 stops now for the Greyhounds. Unfortunately, they don't have 18 seconds left, so I would see just a knee right here by
just a kneel down.
Yeah, I would just see a knee. You don't want anybody to get hurt. You don't really have that much time. Plus, they're getting the ball after halftime, so
that's right. I actually forgot about that.
I would just knee it.
We'll see what they do here. That'd be funny if they wouldn't expect a fake kneel down. I've seen that before.
Yeah, we have seen that before.
Yeah, that was in college before, but not high school. DeMetal in the shotgun. They might take a shot with 18 seconds left. Drops back. Does a jet sweep to the left side. Taking it to the left side. Still breaking tackles was Jack Patton. But now 8 seconds left, and it looks like they will run the clock down to halftime.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to just leave it at that.
All right, well, we'll take a break here, and we'll be back after halftime. Score right now, Hickory 21, Wilmington 0.
Reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally paid off.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either. I paid more than the minimum each month, and soon enough, it was gone.
So you're just giving up?
Giving up on what?
The life of luxury. Egyptian cotton, caviar Thursdays, designer everything.
What are you talking about?
Our plan. What happened to winning the lottery and mastering the art of the perfect mimosa? Hosting galas, wearing enough jewelry to require a bodyguard, vacationing in the French Riviera, and then buying it.
I just thought maybe it was time to prepare for my future. You know, set some financial goals, make some smart investments, open a 401k.
Financial goals? Investments? A 401k? You are horrifying right now. Listen, if winning the lottery were easy, everyone would do it.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
I wasn't born to leave well enough alone, or just go with the flow. I was born to make a difference, to make waves, to make my country a better and safer place to live. I was born for more than a paycheck. I need purpose. I want my sweat and hard work to mean something. I was born to stop drug smugglers, human traffickers, and environmental polluters. I was born for a career in the United States Coast Guard. It's not going to be easy, but it's what I was born to do.
If you were born ready to lead, ready to protect, ready to uphold the law, then you're ready to serve in the United States Coast Guard. Visit gocoastguard.com. The United States Coast Guard. Born ready. Sponsored by the U.S. Coast Guard in cooperation with the Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Thanks for asking, but I'd rather not send you nude pictures. I'm camera shy. I already said no. Under my clothes, I'm a robot. My webcam is broken. I'm worried they'll get passed around school. I have a rash. I have nudophobia. I have lizard skin. I'm a vampire, so I don't show up in pictures anyways. Your badgering has really killed the mood.
When someone is pressuring you to do something you don't want to, how many ways can you say no before they get the message? Let us know at that'snotcool.com. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Greyhound Stadium for halftime analysis. So, Taryn, obviously it's halftime. It's 21-0. What do the Greyhounds have to do to step it up and get some points on the board going into the second half?
Well, first of all, the Greyhounds, this first half, they were unable to stop Hickory's offense. This started out with the run and he's slipping my name, Chuck Carr, and he was just running all over that entire defense, and it was hard just to stop him. And then when they went to the hurry up at the end of the half, they were just throwing the ball all around the field, going straight down the field like it was no issue at all. So they really have to just kind of motivate this defense to make a stop, because they actually did come up with two stops. One was they tried to, go for that field goal, but it was a messed up snap, so they stopped them there. And in the first quarter, they tried to go for it on fourth down, which I thought they should have kicked the field goal. Tried to go for it on fourth down, and the Greyhounds stopped them as well, which I thought was going to give them some momentum, but unfortunately it did not.
Yeah, and as we've talked about before, Greyhounds having a hard time stopping the run, but their other demon is trouble in the second half, and since they've had trouble in the first half, it could be a nightmare leading into the second half.
Well, yeah, they do have a tough time coming out of halftime and, performing. A lot of the time they're a first half team, and they can, start out fast, but today they have not started out well at all. So I don't know, their coach really has to come up with some inspirational speech, or they need to get some snacks in them to, energize these guys, because I don't know if it's the weather that could be playing a part, but they should be used to it. They've been up here, I'm guessing, their entire lives. So they should be used to this cold weather, and, maybe they're just not in the mood to play football today. I don't know. It could be something. They could be sick. Most of them could be sick. I mean, at Westminster, there's a sickness going around.
There is a sick plague. A lot of my friends have it right now. It's pretty ridiculous, but hopefully they don't have it. But
they could have traveled over here for all we know.
Yeah, the college isn't that far away from the high school.
No, if you want to walk, it could be 10-minute walk. If you want to drive, it's 3. So it's very, very close, and it's a rock. We like to say it's a stone throw away.
Yeah, I'm going to take this time to tell you, all you viewers out there, all you listeners out there, Westminster's mock convention is coming to WCN. One of Westminster's oldest and most prized tradition returns. The mock convention starts in November 11th in the Orr Auditorium, highlighted by the keynote speech from Kerry Rove, President George W. Bush's campaign manager in both 2000 and 2004. The following day, students will debate and vote on some of the most important issues facing the country, and then nominate the candidate for president and vice president. A marvelous tradition since 1936 that always draws a large audience, and WCN will be covering it all live. Be sure to join us for the Westminster Mock Convention starting November 11th here on WCN.
Let's also talk about the Westminster Titans. The Titan football team is heading down to Waynesburg tomorrow, and they're looking to take on the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets are 2-4. Titans are 4-2. How do you think that game's going to go for the Titans?
Well, to be completely honest, I don't know. I mean, you play for them, so you know the strategy and everything that's going to be happening. I mean, they looked amazing in their game against Teal with that 49-6 just blowout. And as you said, it was the Titans' defense that got all the points.
Yeah, the Titans' defense actually scored. It was 2 defensive touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and then we also had a punt return for a touchdown. But the offense, they were barely on the field. The first 3 touchdowns were non-offensive touchdowns. So,
wow.
No, it was the first 2 touchdowns were non-offensive touchdowns because it was just unbelievable. It was 14-0 before the offense even got a chance to touch the field, and it was a fun game for all of us. A lot of the young guys got to play. It was just, I mean, we wanted to. We knew that we were capable of, producing this type of game, and we wanted to actually see if we could put more points on the board because we knew that we're capable of doing it. And unfortunately, we couldn't do it. But we got the win, 49-6, and it turned out to be a good game for us.
Yeah, I was running play-by-play camera for the Carnegie Mellon game, and that was a game that was way closer than it needed to be because you guys were fighting the refs a lot for that game. Tell me about what happened there.
Well, a lot of the game, it was just kind of mental mistakes. Of course, we're going to say, the refs made some bad calls or whatever, but we can't put ourselves in positions for the refs to dictate the game. So for us, we really had to, be more mentally aware of what was going on, not come up with the holdings, not come up with the offsides, the personal fouls, whatever it was. I remember there was a personal foul called on one of our guys, and we actually watched film on it, and one of the coaches said, wow, that's kind of ticky-tacky, but regardless, he kind of hit the kid, and the kid was unable to make a play on the ball. So you just can't do that and put the ref in that type of position to make a call.
Yeah, well, I remember in one play, it was late in the game, and I think you guys were only up by about 7 points, and your running back was taken down, and he was clearly down and lost the ball. Just like there was no question he was down. Ref called it a fumble. We looked at the footage and we couldn't believe it because since we were filming it live.
Well, I mean, you can't really do anything about that. The refs, they get paid to do what they do, and they get the money to make the decisions and the calls that they make. I guess they go through some sort of training to become a referee, but I don't know. You can't really do much about that. They made the call, and we had to respond regardless.
Yeah, and I almost forgot to say we're joined now by the Wilmington Middle School Marching Band as they join us whenever we were doing our broadcast. We saw, all these kids line up behind us. One of the young ladies here wants to be a politician whenever she grows up. What do you think? Do you think she'll be able to do it?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Donald Trump is running for president. So that's all I have to say about that. Donald Trump is running for president.
Talk about political views over the radio.
Yeah, that probably should stop that. But I mean, Good luck to her if she wants to be a politician. I fully support that. I am not a politician. I dislike politics personally because it brings a lot of tension in groups, and I'm just not about that. So.
Yeah. What did you want to be whenever you were a kid, Taryn?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let's go back to the childhood times.
Childhood times. Me, I think one of my first dream jobs was to be an NBA basketball player.
A basketball player.
And then I thought I wanted to be a Power Ranger. And then,
I did too. At one point, I was like.
And then, I thought the most realistic one was to be a police officer, which still may be a thing for me. But when I started in high school, I actually wanted to be a physical therapist. I came here, and I started the biology program, which is one of the best programs here at Westminster.
Oh yeah.
And it was really tough for me, and I was like, this ain't for me. And then I said, okay, well, what else can I do very well? And I was like, I can talk for a little bit. So I decided I was going to become a broadcast communications major, and ever since then I've loved it. So here I am.
Yeah, whenever I was younger, I grew up on Madden. My dad would play Madden with me almost every day, and he would take me to the park, and I would kick field goals. So my dad thought I would be either a kicker or a quarterback, because every day it would be to the park, kicking field goals, and then backyard, 3-step drop, and he would teach me how to do that. I actually played baseball, switched over to baseball 6th grade, played for the Welkers for the Carlisle team, won the championship my first year, was a starting first baseman, had I think like a .470 batting average, so I felt pretty good about myself.
That's impressive.
But then stopped playing baseball 8th grade after my nose was shattered by a teammate. Had surgery. It was really painful. But switched over to sports broadcasting or video production in high school because I thought it was really cool, to look at Hollywood films and stuff and to see how to do special effects and everything. And I had fun editing because it gives you the chance to be creative and basically take things in your head, and you have the ability to put them on video, not even on paper with, drawing or anything like that.
Right, and I took a class back in high school. It was called TV Media Production, and I remember I enjoyed that class a lot. And that's one of the reasons why I decided, physical therapy may not be the thing for me, so I could just, come over to broadcasting, and I enjoyed it. I love editing film. I love shooting film.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I also like being on the radio. I like talking in front of a camera. It doesn't matter what it is. I can do it all, and I enjoy it.
It's like, I can do it all, like Richard Sherman. I'm the best corner in the game.
I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I know I can do it.
Take this time again to announce for Coach's Corner. Tune in for Coach's Corner Thursday and Friday nights at 6 and 7 p.m. and Friday and Saturday mornings at 6 and 7 a.m. Each week, our reporters interview Titan coaches and players, breaking down the last game and previewing the next. Coach's Corner on WCN. Check TitanRadio.net for channel listings or watch it on demand anytime at WCNLive.com.
You'll catch me on there.
You what?
You'll catch me on there.
Yeah, that's right. Taryn's Taryn's the interviewer, for Coach's Corner. I was running the camera for that, and it's a lot of fun. It's interesting to see how you guys it's interesting to see you switch from the radio setting to the TV setting, especially considering that's live also.
Yeah, personally I enjoy TV more than radio, but I enjoy radio as well. I mean, personally I would choose TV over it because I don't know, I'm intrigued by video and stuff like that. So it just kind of pulls me in more.
Yeah, and it takes a lot to put into a radio broadcast. In fact, for every single one of these broadcasts, I went to the library, printed out some stats. We don't know the roster actually until we get here.
Right.
That's why we're having some trouble sometimes with the numbers, trying to figure out the player. It's like whenever you're like number 24 and then you have a pause because it's so hard to memorize the entire roster of a team.
It's not like basketball when there's 11 people you have to worry about. These teams have 50-some kids on each
52,
team,
I think.
so it's kind of hard memorizing over 100 different guys, and not to mention if there's subs. I know there might be some guys who are mainly on the field most of the time, but there's subs and stuff like that, so.
Yeah. How have you been enjoying this Hickory band? The Hickory band has been playing for this entire time that we've been broadcasting. Oh, not Hickory, excuse me, Greyhounds.
And the Hickory band came out first, and they
That's
did a
right.
great
I actually
job.
didn't realize
They're
they went
big.
off the field.
They have a large band. If you can see their entire band, they took up a lot of the field. They probably have 50 more kids than Wilmington does in their band.
That's right. A minute 42 left until football. So it looks like we're going to take the time to go to a break here. We'll be right back for the start of the second half. Score 21-0 Hickory over the Greyhounds. We'll be right back on Titan Radio, home of the Hounds.
Plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in
all
touch with each other
scrambling.
in no
I had
time.
no idea how to find each other.
My husband kept the kids
tried
occupied.
calling our son, but there was no reception. Everything was down. I felt like
we
breaking
handled
down and
everything
crying,
very
but I
well.
had to try and stay calm.
The whole experience was fine.
Was the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
It was kind of like a little family
Every
adventure.
mother hopes will never happen to her.
I remember
the
relief of being together.
I realized he was out there all alone.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. A public service announcement brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Thanks for asking, but I'd rather not send you nude pictures. I'm camera shy. I already said no. Under my clothes, I'm a robot. My webcam is broken. I'm worried they'll get passed around school. I have a rash. I have nudophobia. I have lizard skin. I'm a vampire, so I don't show up in pictures anyways. Your badgering has really killed the mood.
When someone is pressuring you to do something you don't want to, how many ways can you say no before they get the message? Let us know at that'snotcool.com. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat, and apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Welcome back to Greyhound Stadium. And an interesting turn of events here. The teams aren't out to practice, Taryn, as you stated.
No, they're not out to warm up yet.
There's 3 minutes
gone
left.
through about 20 minutes of halftime. Nobody's out here.
Yeah, it's like we had to ad-lib that entire time, and whenever they're supposed to come out, then they don't give us a break.
Yeah, they're not here yet. I mean, we can talk about the second half and what we think. So, let me ask you. You're always asking me. Let me ask you for once. So, how do you think the second half's going to play out?
Well, to be completely...
Let's start with Wilmington first.
Okay, to be completely honest with Wilmington, if they don't get it going on offense, and if their defense doesn't step up and get at least a turnover, this game is just going to get out of hand, and we're going to have a tough time broadcasting a blowout because Greyhounds, I mean, going into halftime, I mean, you've seen in almost any sport going into halftime and they come back out and there can be a sudden switch, and it is only 21-0, but we have to keep in mind that if the Greyhounds are going to come back, they have to not let Hickory score, and that's been almost an impossible task for them in the first half.
Yeah, the Hickory has just been taking the ball all the way down on the Greyhounds, and they just honestly have been easily scoring the ball. The Greyhounds really have to step up and make a stop here. Well, how do you think Hickory's going to attack the second half?
Oh, I think Hickory is just going to keep going with Carr. Obviously, I guarantee you, has over 100 yards rushing already in this first half, and the Greyhounds just aren't stopping him. He's spitting his way, and I mean, whenever you're just giving it to one player, and you know, Hickory is so talented right now that whenever Greyhounds finally think, you know, oh, they're going to hand it off to Carr, he'll just throw it for like an 80-yard touchdown, Brennan.
Yeah,
so that's what I think is going to happen.
Brennan, I mean, he's kind of sneaky with that. You keep handing it off to Carr, and then when the defense is sleeping, thinking it's going to go to Carr, he'll pull it.
Option.
And, he'll take it for however long he'll go. I mean, he's turned that play out for the biggest, I think, was about 9 to 10 yards. I think he could do more, but honestly, I think Brennan is more of a passer than a running type player.
Yeah, DeMetal is the runner. And speaking of DeMetal, he's making some moves here early on, but I mean he's trying, but his team's just not helping him, especially with Varelli. Whenever he would have made that catch on the left side in this game, because of that one play, could have been entirely different.
Absolutely, Bryson Varelli really had to come and make that play for his quarterback, because a lot of the players here aren't performing the way I'm guessing Spencer would like them, because I'm assuming that Spencer's thinking he's doing it all himself, and from up here, it kind of looks like it. He's doing a lot by himself, and even on defense, he's making a lot of good plays. So he's just a great all-around player.
Yeah, and he is literally doing it on paper. In fact, whenever we were looking at the stats earlier, he's the team's leading rusher right now.
Right.
So, I mean, whenever your quarterback is your leading rusher, you know there's a problem.
Well, like I was saying, this is an option type team, and I mean Spencer, he's just a great athlete. So if he can make a couple guys miss, he's off to the races. And we saw that against Farrell when he took, I believe it was Farrell, he took an 80-yard, no, not an 80-yard, he took about a 40-yard rush down the right side. I believe it was Farrell. If not, it was what was that?
Liverpool,
yeah.
Yeah, East Liverpool actually has been the only win at home that we've seen, because they lost, because it was East Farrell, or no, not East, East Farrell, East Liverpool, and then it was Farrell, and now it's Hickory. So, I mean, the Greyhounds, you have to give them some slack. They faced 2 undefeated teams at home. Like that's a hard task to try to do. But Greyhounds, I mean, even though you're facing an undefeated team, you have to at least put some points up on the board.
Right, that is correct. I mean, you really have to try to step up to the competition. You can't play down. You have to step up to the competition and show them y'all can play too. I mean, you really have to just try your best. I understand that, you know, the other team may be better, but you don't have to show them that. No. You can play bigger and badder and just have a mindset that you're the best on this field. This is your house.
Yeah.
And protect this field and this house.
Yeah, and the Greyhounds, I'm sure, don't want to go to 4-3. I actually didn't say it, but the Greyhounds started 3-0 for those of you that didn't know that, and now they are 4-2. So they did get an extra win, but they would hate to go 4-3 after starting 3-0. I mean, only getting one win in your last 4 games, that's not really that good.
Yeah, it's kind of demeaning, and it's kind of a letdown for the entire team. Personally, if I started out that way and we started out 3-0 and then only ended up 4-2 in the next 3 games, I wouldn't. 1-2 out of 3 games, just only taking one win, and it's kind of a letdown. And you kind of want to try to turn that around and make some more plays so this team can continue winning. This team has been very good throughout the years.
Yeah.
And right now, I think they're going through a down year. I don't want to speak too soon, but right now, I think they are going through a down year.
Yeah.
They do have some players that can make plays, though, and
yeah.
Once they get bigger and more experience, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, and also to note, statistics that I looked up, the Greyhounds' next game is at home against 3-3 Lakeview. And for those of you listening, this will actually be my last broadcast because the next broadcasts at home are during breaks. So I actually feel really bad because
I'll be here.
You will be?
I will be here. Yeah, oh yeah. I'll be here.
Taryn will be here, but I won't.
And Vinny Nurtai will also be here. Yes, he will be here with me.
Because I've had a lot of fun doing this, and it's kind of diminishing for me, just because I've had a lot of fun doing this, and for me to just start to get the hang of play-by-play, and then 3 games in, having it be my last broadcast, But yeah, the Greyhounds will take on 3-3 Lakeview at home next week. Next week also, the Hornets are going to be taking on 1-5 Grove City. So just to throw a little guess out there, I have a feeling that is going to be an extreme blowout.
Well, I don't know. You can't really sleep on some teams like this because, teams that are about 1-5, they really have nothing left to lose, so they can really come out and just be really mad and just unleash a fury on a team.
Yeah.
You never know, or they could be, a team that's just like, okay, well, this season's over. I really don't want to play.
Yeah.
But you never know. We'll see.
Greyhounds here are going to receive the second half kickoff, as you said before halftime. DeMetal and Merritt back to receive for the Greyhounds. Greyhounds getting set. They look like they're pumped up and ready to score. Back to kick. Runs up, and now here's the kick. A high kick fielded by DeMetal at the 1 yard line. Takes it up the middle, return, has some room, takes it to the 30, cuts to the left side of the 40, makes another man miss to the 50, to the 40, breaks another tackle, spins down to the 30-yard line.
He stepped into the end zone, so technically he was not supposed to return that, but unbelievable job right there. 70 yards on that return. Just like I said, Spencer DeMetal is a dangerous, dangerous man. Dangerous.
So now Greyhounds with great starting field position. And Taryn, they cannot let this opportunity go to waste. They're starting at the 30-yard line of Hickory. And, to come out, and if they get 7 points here, they're back into this game.
Yeah, the ref really missed that one. He stepped into the end zone. In high school, you cannot step into the end zone. If you do, that is going to be a touchback. And he stepped into the end zone, but the ref missed that. He
actually didn't know that.
70 yards, yeah.
Well, DeMetal now in the shotgun.
Watch the jet sweep.
Line up on his right.
There it is.
Hands it off to Merritt. Oh, keeps it himself, but Hickory sniffs it out and takes down DeMetal. As you said, he was doing the jet sweep, but kept it himself. And Hickory was not fooled on that play.
No, that was one of those option plays. You could give it off or you could keep it. So he decided he was going to keep it, but there was 3 guys in front of him. I would have gave that off.
Loss of 4 on the play, 2nd and 14. And they just can't do this, Taryn. You can't go backwards whenever you start with the field position that they have.
Yeah.
DeMetal in the shotgun. Slicker lined up on his right side, puts Merritt in motion, fakes the handoff to Merritt, throws, caught.
Oh, he was wide open. If he would have kept going upfield, he was gone.
Wide open, Robert Pontius with a gain of about 10 on the play. Not enough for a first down.
Still looking for their first down.
Oh, that's right. We forgot to talk about that. For those of you that are just joining us, Hickory leading 21-0. Greyhounds have the ball at the 22-yard line, 3rd and 2, and the Greyhounds have yet to get their first down, and that's a stat that just shows how good this Hickory defense is. So DeMetal, we'll see if he can use his legs here in the shotgun. Slicker lined up on his left side, puts a man in motion, shuffles it off to the left side, and he will get the first down and thrown down by a Hickory player. Jack Patton gets the first down for the Greyhounds, and they finally get the chains going. They've been 3 and out this entire game.
Spencer DeMetal sparking this offense with that huge return, and here they are knocking on the door at the 15-yard line.
And this could go from a blowout to a quick turnaround and upset for the Greyhounds. Don't want to jinx them. Ball on the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. 3rd quarter, 9:58 left. DeMetal in the shotgun. Slicker lined up on his left side, puts Patton in motion, fakes the jet sweep, dunks it off to Slicker on the left side, who takes it to the 10-yard line for a gain of about 5 yards.
Good little screen play right there. Not like a play, but just a little dump off screen. Slicker was lined up next to him and just kind of slipped out of the backfield and went up the field for about 4 yards.
Greyhounds here trying to get some points on the board, trying to jumpstart this offense is DeMetal, as you've said. DeMetal is the powerhouse for this team, the leader for the Greyhounds.
4-yard gain on the play.
When you have your quarterback returning kicks and he does something like that, you have to be fired up.
DeMetal puts Merritt in motion in the shotgun, fakes the handoff to Merritt, runs it up the middle, fighting and diving.
I think he got
up the middle, touchdown. Touchdown. Spencer DeMetal for the Greyhounds. An unbelievable effort, lunging forward up the middle and barely sticking the ball over the plane. It is now 21-6 Greyhounds, and Greyhounds get some points on the board and strike.
Wilmington finally on the board. Unbelievable play individually by Spencer DeMetal. He started it off with that 70-yard return. That should not have really been a return, but regardless, he started it off, and he caps it off with a great score.
We'll see if they can get the extra point. The extra point is blocked by Hickory. And wow, I saw that immediately. That's why I started speaking fast. Player for Hickory jumped off the line, and
that was William
he was
Gruber.
not contained. And
Gruber.
And that's not what you want. You don't want to make it so that your offense, which I guess, I don't know. I mean, they're not really struggling, but I mean, they started out pretty good. But with an offense that hasn't been generating points, you want to make sure you get that extra point.
Right.
That extra point, yes.
Right.
So 21-6 now, and Greyhounds trying to come back. We'll see if their defense can hold them. It's one thing if your offense can get jump-started in the second half, but whenever you were down 21-0, now 21-6, this is where your defense has to come in. They have to create some turnovers, and they have to give the offense the ball back because, as we saw, the Greyhounds had no offensive possession in the first half, and their defense was on the field literally the entire first half.
Yeah. I mean, that they came up big with that return, and let's see if their defense can step it up this time.
Jacob Winters to kick for the Greyhounds. Back to receive is William Gruber and Pritz.
Don't forget about
for Hickory.
Chuck Carr on the other side.
And Chuck Carr, that's right, he's on the left side. Winters running up to kick. Kicks a high, short, almost I don't even know what happened there.
It was a sky kick. They were trying to, it wasn't an onside kick. They were just trying to get some guys out of position, seeing if they can, get the ball back. But unfortunately, fortunately for Hickory, number 8, actually, that was Byron Patterson. He actually kind of took a step back and said, hey, I got it. Which I just looked at the roster. And Byron Patterson, he's an offensive lineman wearing number 8.
I see. Well,
you don't see that too often.
Brennan now in the shotgun, hands it off to Carr, who just runs it up the middle, has a breakaway, fights for an easy first down, and a huge hole up the middle there for Carr.
Cameron Merritt was the only guy left in his way, and he just kind of stood there. He didn't move. And Carr ran right into him, and Merritt took him down.
Takes it to about the 48-yard line. So, again, like I said, this defense has to stop the run. If they're going to win, if they're going to get back into this game, they have to stop them. And they should know that Hickory is more of a running team. And sure enough, hands it off to Carr up the middle. It breaks a couple tackles, fighting all the way for another first down to the 40-yard line, Taryn.
This kid's good.
There's just no way to stop him.
He's very, very good. He has vision, he has speed, he has power. He's very, very good.
And Carr has literally been, as Spencer DeMetal for the Greyhounds has been empowering his offense. Carr is literally just keeping this offense on his back. In the shotgun now is Brennan. Sure enough, hands it off to Carr, who takes it to the right side, making some people miss, juking some defenders, takes it 9 yards for almost another first down. So, Taryn, he's averaging like 5-6 yards a carry in this game.
Yeah, there's not much that Wilmington can do. I was saying right before the ball got into Hickory's hands, I was hoping that they could get a stop here and turn this into a game. But right now, Carr is just, he's been their closer.
Carr now propelling this offense to the 31-yard line, 2nd and 1 in the shotgun. Hands it off to Carr, takes it up the middle, runs it to his left side, and there's a pile, but gets the easy first down for about 5 to 6 yards. And just chopping away now to the 25-yard line is Hickory and the Greyhounds. Taryn, I think if you're going to stop Carr at this point, you're not getting him down by tackling him. You need to start going for the ball. Punch the ball out.
You need to try to rip that ball out because I don't think we've had any turnovers yet this game.
No, Greyhounds almost got 2 turnovers, but Hickory recovered both. So Greyhounds just can't get a break here, but Carr, again, lined up on the left side, Brennan in the shotgun. Greyhounds now showing blitz. Chuck Carr takes it to the right side, and finally taken down for a gain of nothing is Carr. So Greyhounds making a stop and finally just holding him to 0 yards for that carry.
Yeah, Wilmington right now, their defense is playing some that play at least was a great defensive play by the entire defense. they just, kind of flowed with the ball, and they made a stop for, gain of 2.
Yeah, and what's dangerous on this, drive and stuff is that Carr is getting handed the ball so much that whenever there actually is a pass play, I wouldn't be surprised if the Greyhounds got confused because if Carr didn't get the ball. Hands it off to Carr up the middle and immediately stopped, but there is a flag on the play. It was a gain of about 2 yards. We'll see what the flag's on.
I'm guessing it's going to be holding or false start because that was a quick
it was a very quick draw.
Flag.
Referee's talking it over now.
Alex Whitmore stops Charles Carr for a gain of a yard. Flag on the play.
Let's see what it
They're
is.
still talking over the flag, trying to mark the spot. Looks like Hickory's stepping back. They think the flag's on them. We'll see what the ref says.
Holding. Yep.
Holding on Hickory. So Hickory was correct. So the Greyhounds getting a break. Greyhounds here playing some clean football, Taryn. They don't have a penalty, actually.
No, they don't. They're doing a good job of, staying out. Well, first of all, their offense has barely had the ball, but still, they're doing a good job of playing,
safe
within the rules.
Yeah, I mean, and a team's good, like Hickory, if they're winning 21-6 and they have way more penalties. And under pressure is Brennan, who throws it down the field.
Did he catch that?
Unbelievable catch for a touchdown.
Oh, wow.
Double teamed by Merritt.
Wow.
And, oh, my goodness, a jump ball. Patton and Merritt covering number 1, William Gruber for
the same guy who blocked that extra point went up over 2 defenders, and
I swore that was going to be picked off in an interception for the Greyhounds. Instead, it's 27-6 Hickory, and there is just nothing you can do. That was an unbelievable catch.
Wow.
Hickory going for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. Hickory now leading 28-6, and right as we thought this was going to be a ball game, Hickory breaking away again. And Taryn, what do you think the Greyhounds could have done on that play? I mean, Gruber was double teamed by Patton and Merritt, and he still made the catch. He jumped so high on that play.
He timed his jump better than Jack Patton. Because I watched Patton jump a little bit too early, and when he jumped, he didn't get off the ground as high as he expected, because I know he's got a better vertical than that, and he just didn't really get off the ground. And Gruber timed that up perfectly, went over 2 guys. I think he caught it on somebody's helmet and pulled that in.
Yeah, I swore it was incomplete because whenever he threw it up long, I mean, that ball was in the air forever because we were saying, throws it long, and we waited. And then whenever he finally got the ball, we couldn't believe that he caught it. We didn't know what happened because all 3 players went up for the ball in the end zone.
I also thought it was going to be picked, but that was a great play by him.
And there's just nothing you can do there. And that's just an unfortunate series of events for the Greyhounds, who are now down 28-6, the equivalent of whenever they were down 21-0. So we'll see if the Greyhounds offense can answer again. Their offense just has to keep chipping away, and their defense just has to try to formulate a strategy to stop Carr. Here's the kick, and it's a squib kick fielded by Merritt at about the 7-yard line, returned, and immediately slammed down by Hickory at the 23-yard line is Merritt.
Merritt just kind of wanted to take it straight up the middle, and it kind of closed up on him because it did seem like there was a slight seam, but it closed up real fast on him. Really fast.
And that was a big hit. Like, he immediately just got stopped like a wall by one of the Hickory players.
I mean, he's a little guy. He's 130 pounds, 5'4", 130 pounds, something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
He's a little guy, 5'5", 135 pounds.
So the Greyhounds here starting at their own 23-yard line, 6:01 left in the third quarter. DeMetal drops back to pass in the pocket, looks right, left, throws.
Varelli, he dropped it again.
Oh,
man.
Varelli making a diving, he made a sliding catch there. I thought he actually retained possession because we were able to see more clear over here on this side of the booth, but dropped it again, and he's just letting down his teammates.
I think he's having some trouble seeing the ball. Lot of playing receiver. There's times when you're running and you're just having a tough time, seeing the ball. It's not necessarily like seeing the ball. It's just judging where the ball is going to be, and I think he's having a tough time doing that.
DeMetto now in the shotgun, hands it off to Patton to the left side, who has some room, hurdles a player, takes it to the 30-yard line. A great hurdle there by Patton.
Yeah, that was great athleticism. He saw a guy going low and went right over top.
So now 3rd and 5, Greyhounds need to get a first down here. 5:30 left in the game, down 28-6. I mean, you have to get a first down here. You have to jumpstart.
They get a first down, and let's see if they can get rolling, just like they did last drive. They got 2 first downs, and they scored. See if they can do it again.
Greyhounds taking a very long time in the huddle now. Hickory is already set up. They're wondering what's going on. DeMetto now breaks the huddle, lines up on the shotgun. Merritt lined up on his right side. No, actually, Merritt was lined up on the left side. DeMetto keeps it himself up the middle, but stopped for -2 yards, and just like that, 4th down, Taryn. Do you agree with that call?
Well, I put the ball in my best player's hands. The only thing is he's the quarterback, and everybody sees him.
Yep.
I mean, it's hard to get attention away from the quarterback, especially if he's your best player, but you put it in your best player's hands at a crucial time, and his lineman didn't get a great push off the ball.
So just like that, another 3 and out for the Greyhounds. Just can't get anything going on offense. They're going to have to put their defense on the field. And Hickory will start with great field position as they are punting from the 28-yard line. Here's the snap. It's a low snap. Kick almost blocked. Ball goes out at about the 50-yard line. Ball goes out at the 47-yard line of Hickory. So that's where Hickory will start. And Taryn, if you were on this team right now, this Greyhounds team, what would you do on defense?
Me personally, I'd blitz. Because I would do some run blitzing, because they are trying to run, it seems like, outside zone, which is working against, this Greyhound team. But Hickory, they have some thicker dudes than Wilmington does. So they're just kind of pushing these Greyhounds back.
Yeah. Running now in the shotgun, fakes the handoff and taken down. He faked the handoff to Carr, and Greyhounds sniffed it out.
Ryan Byler
flew in. It was funny. He couldn't get Brennan down, but Brennan finally just kind of collapsed because he was like, if I don't get down, then that'll be a fumble. But faked the handoff to Carr there. Couldn't get the word Carr out of my mouth there.
Luke Brennan's a pretty smart quarterback. He's a sophomore, and he plays the game pretty well.
Ball on the 41-yard line, 2nd and 17 now. Hands it off to Carr, who takes it up the middle, has a ton of space, breaks tackles to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, breaks another tackle to the 11-yard line, and 2 flags are on the field after that play. Looks like it might be a face mask on the Greyhounds. So immediately Hickory is going to go down, and looks like they're going to put up a 30 spot on the Greyhounds.
Looks like it. I told you he might break one, and he was very close to breaking it.
Yep, face mask on the Greyhounds. So just unfortunate for the Greyhounds here. Is we were hoping that this would be a game. We were talking about it earlier. Hickory's 5-1, the Greyhounds are 4-2, and they've had some trouble, but I was thinking that, maybe their coach would, try to teach them how to stop the run more, because literally every single game, the run game has been their demise. It hasn't been the pass at all.
Well, when you're running behind big number 74 for the Hickory, who is LaRon Allen, kid's 6'1", 315 pounds. How are you going to throw him or get past him?
Carr takes it out to the left side, breaks some tackles behind the line of scrimmage now, fights it back. Looks like a loss of about 2 or 3 on the play there. I was confused about what Carr was doing. It looks like he was going to run it up the middle, had some space, and just decided to take it outside to the left, and it didn't work for him.
He turned around and he said, "Oh snap! There's a big pile. I can't go that way." So he tried to make something out of nothing, and he turned nothing into something negative.
2nd and 9 now. Ball on the 9-yard line. Greyhounds doing whatever they can.
Watch the slant.
Here's a blitz. Carr takes it up the middle, hurdles players, breaking tackles for the touchdown. Touchdown, Greyhounds. Chuck Carr, 34-6. Excuse me, did I say touchdown Greyhounds? Touchdown Hickory.
Touchdown Hickory. Carr is good. That's the second touchdown of the day. And you told me how many touchdowns he had? 5 one game?
Yeah, he had 5 touchdowns over a good team. So, I mean, he had 17 touchdowns going into this game, and what's that today, like 19? Yeah. He might put up a 20 touchdowns in 7 games.
It's unbelievable.
Hickory now for the extra point. Here's the kick. The kick is up. It's high, and it is good. So Hickory now up 34-6, and I think I did. I think I said touchdown Greyhounds, didn't I?
Yeah,
before?
I think you did.
So 35-6. Hickory over the Greyhounds, and this is just becoming ugly here at Greyhound Stadium. 2:35 left in the third quarter, and their defense, Taryn, just can't do anything. Their offense could get anything. I mean, their offense tried to get something going, but they did, but you know
what the thing is, they're not throwing the ball over the team, so they're not trying to light them up. They're actually just running the ball and trying to pound it, which will keep the clock running, but in high school and in college, every time you get a first down, the clock stops to reset the chains. So in that case, the clock is stopping regardless because, Carr is getting 12, he's getting 6, he's getting 4, he's getting chunks, big chunks, and the clock's stopping every time he gets a first.
The Greyhounds now getting the ball back. There's almost nothing they can do. Down now by 29 points. So, I mean, it's going to take a miracle for them to be able to come back from 29 points down. Here's the kick. A line drive kick fielded by Cameron Merritt at the 10-yard line. Takes it, has a gap, but takes it to the 29-yard line. That gap closed quickly.
The thing with Merritt, and the difference between Merritt and DeMetal when they return, Merritt, he just runs straight. That's all he does. He runs right up the middle. If he sees a seam, he just kind of tries to squeeze his little body through there, and maybe he gets out. DeMetal, he's patient. He watches for holes, and he makes cuts. Merritt runs straight, and that's about it.
Yeah, and obviously you can't run straight all the time. So Greyhounds now starting at their own 30-yard line, trying to pull off a miracle here, down 35-6. DeMetal in the shotgun puts Merritt in motion, takes it to the right side, and immediately stops. Taken down by Pritz for Hickory, and he was thrown down on the right side, Taryn.
I mean, it's Pritz who's, 6'2", 6'3", 215 against Merritt, who's 5'5", 130. I think I'm going to take Pritz in that one.
Yeah, anytime. 2 minutes left now in the third quarter. Second down. Gain of nothing on the play, neither a gain or a loss. Ball still on the 30-yard line on the right hash mark. DeMetal in the shotgun. Puts Patton in motion, fakes the handoff to Patton, hands it off to Slicker up the middle, who has some space, fights his way for a first down.
How did he do that? He was falling.
He was almost crawling on the ground with people on him, and he I guess his knee didn't touch the ground.
He was falling for about 6 yards. I don't know how he turned it into that, but he honestly was falling for about 6 yards, and he ended up gaining, 11, 12
Yeah,
yards?
it takes it up to the 42-yard line. Greyhounds here just trying to get something going, trying to make this deficit a little bit more manageable, but again, Taryn, do you think they can come back from 29 points with the way their defense is playing?
I'm not sure. Wilmington, they're starting to move the ball now, so we'll see what they can do. Bryson Burley's at the bottom right now.
Here's DeMetal, fakes the handoff to Slicker, drops back to pass, throws it downfield, going up top is Patton, and he overshoots Patton by just mere centimeters.
He kind of gator-armed that. He didn't reach out as far as he possibly could. He kind of short-armed it.
Oh, and that would have been a huge gain for the Greyhounds, but instead it is 2nd and 10.
They're looking for shots, and they're looking for someone to step up and make a play. Unfortunately, nobody has been that guy yet.
Yeah, and that's what I think they needed to do the entire game, Taryn. With this being my last broadcast and analyzing the last ones, they never took shots. They would always run safe, and the shots that they did take were missed opportunities. DeMetal in the shotgun, hands it off to Patton on the left side, who slips and takes it for a gain of 1 yard.
Going back to that last thought, the only shot that I remember them taking was against
East Liverpool?
East Liverpool, when Bryson Varelli ran that hitch and go for that touchdown.
Oh, that's right.
It was on the left side. That's the only time I remember, because he made that defender jump up, and then he went right past him for the score. That's the only shot that I remember them taking.
32 seconds left in the third quarter. 3rd and 2 here. No, excuse me, 3rd and 9. I was confused by one of the markers. DeMetal in the shotgun, drops back to pass, looks left, has a man, spins to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and shoved out of bounds, and I thought that was going to be a personal foul.
About time he made up for those 2 drops. There you go, Bryson.
That's right. Varelli is the one that took that for a gain of about 40 yards there to the left side with 10 seconds left in the third quarter.
Great job by them. That was it was either a shorter slant or a shorter post or a deep slant. I couldn't tell, but he broke a tackle and he was off to the races. Andrew Pritz chased him down. He's a Division I player. I mean, if you're a Division I player, you're probably chasing down anybody here.
That's right. Isn't he the one that's going to Penn State?
Penn State, that is true. He's signed with Penn State.
Yeah, you definitely know if a player's playing for Penn State, then that they're good. So now ball on the 17-yard line, 1st and 10, 10 seconds left. DeMetal hands it off to Slicker, who takes it to the left side, trying to fight his way, but a swarm of Hickory players take him down for a loss of 1.
Swarm of Hornets right there.
That's right. And that will be the end of the third quarter with the score, Hickory 35, Greyhounds 6. We'll be back here for the fourth quarter. Stay tuned to Titan Radio, home of the Hounds.
Welcome back to the Cat Show. Up next, we have Nico. Nico is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right. A group known especially for their sunspot sleeping, ball chasing, leg rubbing, and of course, companionship. Just look how she struts.
It's like she owns the place.
And see how she curls up and cuddles her person.
The pitch on her purring is simply perfect.
Nice one.
Fantastic cat. But really the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Nico is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Hey, Russell Wilson here, and I know how important exercise is.
It's essential. It's essential.
With Play 60, United Way and the NFL are helping kids stay active and play at least 60 minutes a day.
Healthy kids, healthy kids.
But what this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60 because great things happen when we live united.
Donate, donate.
Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Greyhound Stadium as the Hickory Hornets are ahead of the Wilmington Greyhounds 35-6 to start this fourth quarter. Taryn, do you think the Greyhounds are going to be able to come back?
We will have to see, because just like I was saying, somebody needs to step up and make a play. Bryson Varelli makes that play, and it was a large gain for the Wilmington offense.
2nd and 10, ball on the 17-yard line. DeMetal rolls to his left. Under pressure, held the ball for a very long time, hit out of bounds, but was able to get an incomplete pass there, threw it out of bounds, and he was really holding on to that. He was really looking for a player downfield.
He was waiting for somebody to get open, and nobody could do that for him. So, he waited, and
that's pretty much all you can do as a quarterback.
He didn't really have room to run either.
No. So 3rd and 10 now, ball on the 17-yard line, and down 35-6. If the Greyhounds get a 4th down here, they are in field goal range, but they're definitely going to have to go for it on 4th down.
This is definitely 4th down territory, just like you said.
It's Metal now in the shotgun, puts a man in motion, drops back to pass, under pressure, immediately taken down by Hickory. Just a swarm of Hickory players. Number 20, John Sims, and number 18, Troy Scurry for the Hornets, taking DeMetal down for a loss of about 5, bringing up 4th down. So it'll be I believe 4th and 15 now, and as we said, the Greyhounds are going to have to go for it.
Yeah, first of all, they took him out of a field goal range there. Second of all, you're down 29, you got to go for it.
Yep. We'll see if Hickory can do it here. I have a feeling that if Hickory does not get this, it will be game over with 11 minutes left. But we'll see if the Greyhounds can make it interesting here.
The corners can back off, but they're putting press here.
DeMetal drops back to pass. Under pressure, rolling to his right, gets free, throws it downfield into the end zone. Incomplete. Robert Pontius jumped up for the ball, had it in his hands, and it just slipped through.
Yeah, right off his fingertips.
And that's a turnover on downs.
Unfortunate, but he had a man just a little too high out of the reach for Pontius. Nothing much you can do about that.
Yeah, and at this point, this is just going to be another learning experience for the Greyhounds, who appear to be going 4-3, and I believe Hickory is going to be going to 6-1. Still 10 minutes left, but down 35-6. Greyhounds not showing any hope. Brennan under center, hands it off to Carr, who just runs it up the middle, powering his way for 13 to 14 yards on the play, and just taking Greyhound players with them. And I mean, this defense has to be tired, Taryn.
He came up a little gimpy there, so maybe he rolled an ankle or something. Yeah, he came up a little gimpy.
He's limping. We'll see what happens, but it'll be interesting to see the stats for Carr, because the Greyhounds actually don't put their stats up on Max Preps, the website, and Hickory has some team staff members up here, so I'll have to look at Carr's stats after the game. Brennan drops back to pass, throws a low ball to the right side, but it is incomplete, so it will be 2nd and 10, ball on the 40-yard line, 10:21 left in the game.
I just got a update saying that rain was going to be coming in the next 20 minutes, so let's see if that plays a part in the rest of this game.
But we'll see, but it will take all that the Greyhounds have, turnovers and more, to come back in this one. Brennan under center, hands it off to Carr, who will just truck his way up the middle, ripping defenders off for a gain of 15. And there's just no way the Greyhounds can stop him, Taryn.
Just like I was said, you got to give a lot of props to this big O-line. All those guys up there, they're just moving some Greyhounds out of the way and making holes and big enough to drive a car through. And just like I said, Carr is moving right through those holes. That wasn't even a pun that I tried to do. It was just really ironic how that worked out.
That was nice, Taryn.
Just kind of
Brennan handing it off to Carr up the middle, just fighting his way, breaking free, running over defenders to the 20,
there he goes.
to the 10, to the 5, takes it 40 yards for a touchdown. Touchdown, Hickory.
Wow, I told you he was going to break one. I told you.
Ran through 4 defenders. There were people in front of him that he was literally he was actually pushing them in front of him and then knocked them over. Like bowling pins, and it is now 41-6 Hickory. And luckily I said Hickory that time, not touchdown Greyhounds. I wish I could have, but
it happens. But wow, that was just an
unbelievable run up the right side, 40 yards by Chuck Carr, just racking up his totals, and I believe he has reached 20 touchdowns on the season. Here's the extra point for Hickory. The kick is up. It is good.
Let's give him a quick shout out to Pizza Joe's and Alice's Pizza. Pizza Joe's gives us 2 pieces. They bring up 2 pizzas up here, and we get to indulge in some of that. And Alice's, they bring up some pepperoni rolls. And so let's give a quick shout out to them, and we appreciate the food.
We do appreciate it.
especially me, because I come straight from practice, and I come up here unable to eat, and it's kind of tough when you're unable to eat and you're just kind of going into something hungry. So I appreciate them for bringing us some food, and good luck to them. I definitely will be visiting them and personally thanking them.
Yeah. We just got some stats by Chuck Carr, and unbelievable stats. Listen to this for all of you that are listening. Chuck Carr in this game, 34 carries, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, and that is better than any player I've ever seen. He has ran for 300 yards on 34 carries and 4 touchdowns, and the game's not even over yet.
That's nearly 10 yards per carry. That's nearly 10 yards per carry. That's unbelievable.
So just for you to be able to fathom how much Chuck Carr has been an impact, he has scored 4 touchdowns by himself in the run game for this Hickory team, bringing his touchdown total.
DeMeadow and Merritt aren't back to return. This looks like 2 young guys are back there, actually.
Yeah, I believe that they're putting up I would believe they're putting in their backups now, actually. 42-6 in the fourth quarter.
No need to get anybody hurt.
Here's the kick, a beautiful kick. Fielded at about the 15-yard line, taken back. Has a hole, but dragged down
barely
at the 36-yard line. You could hear the fans were starting to cheer a little bit because there was a big hole. Hickory player came out of nowhere.
I think it was freshman Noah Hunt who took that ball. Good little return by him. Little guy. What is he, about 5'8", 150 pounds?
Yeah, I believe so. But
little guy.
Back to the other thought, Chuck Carr has brought his touchdown total to 21 touchdowns in 7 games, Darren.
That's unbelievable.
That's MVP status right there. That is, colleges will be looking at him.
I would assume so. He is little. He's 5'8", 180 pounds. I would think so, but, he's short. So we'll see.
Now, I believe, is DeMeadow in? There is
No,
a
he's
backup in for the Greyhounds. Player takes it to the right side.
Pontius is under center right now.
Pontius is under center, so he has taken the place of DeMeadow. So now just Greyhounds putting in their backups, making sure no one gets hurt. And who's the player for Hickory again that's going to Penn State?
That's Andrew Pritz.
Oh, it is Pritz. For a minute, I thought it was Carr, and I was like, wait a minute. If he doesn't have to have colleges looking for him if he's going to Penn State. But
he's only a junior.
Oh, really? I actually didn't see that.
Junior. So he has another year. And I wouldn't be surprised if
he's going to be the leader.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, junior, 300 yards. I mean,
don't forget about that running back at Farrell. Remember, he's also a junior
that's
too.
That's right. Pontius now under center. Puts a man in motion, hands it off up the middle. Taken down, actually slammed to the ground. Was the Greyhounds player taken down by Frank Swager. Sophomore, 5'11", 190 pounds.
They're going back to the wing T offense, which I've been announcing, or I've been at least, watching some of these Greyhound games for the years that I've been here, and I'm a senior now, and I've noticed that the wing T was their main offense, and they've kind of gotten out of that. But right now, they're showing that this is what their bread and butter used to be.
That's right. So this is an opportunity for the Greyhounds backups to show what they've got. Obviously down 42-6, 7 minutes left. They're not going to come back. Looks like the Greyhounds are just going to run the ball here. They're pretty much just giving up the game. Here's the jet sweep to the right side and taken down. Gain of about 1 or 2 yards.
Darren Mitchell with that tackle.
4th down, ball taken to the 45-yard line. And I don't know, Taryn. I mean, how do we broadcast a game when it's 42-6 and there's 6 minutes left?
Just keep going. You just keep going, chugging through. There's a lot that could go on, but obviously it seems like Wilmington has kind of thrown in the towel with all the majority of their backups in. Hickory has also put in the majority of their backups in. A lot of the young guys are getting experience, which is good because JV games, if they play JV games, practices, they're not the same. You don't get the same game time experience. You get the jitters out now if you're nervous. And
Pontius now under center. They will go for it on 4th down, and a great fake. And fighting his way to the 40-yard line was
Noah Hunt. That was Noah Hunt, the guy who returned the kick, and he bowled over a defender and just, wow, unbelievable speed, unbelievable power. And he's not the biggest guy either. Noah Hunt is only, what's this say? It says 5'8", 140, 150 pounds. And he ran over a defender who I thought was decent size. He's playing outside linebacker right now. It looks like number 3, Joshua Scoville, who's 5'6", 140 pounds. I mean, they're about the same size. But
took it up the middle there. That was a big trick. I mean, there was so many people. He faked the handoff there. I was having trouble trying to follow it. Pontius under center now, puts a man in motion, hands it off to the left side, but immediately sniffed out by Hickory, taken down for a loss of 3 or 4 yards there. 5:24 left in the game. If you are just joining us, Hickory with a blowout right now over the Greyhounds, 42-6. Hickory also has the ball Greyhounds have the ball at the 45-yard line, 2nd and 15.
I did notice that Wilmington was playing a player who's listed as 110 pounds. Honestly, I look at him and he's not on the field now, but I look at him and I'm like, are you sure he's 110 pounds? He's very, very skinny.
Pontius now fakes the handoff immediately under pressure, and a swarm of Hickory players again sack him for a loss of about 10 to 15 yards.
Yeah, you can't keep going backwards like that.
And he literally was just walking backwards. I mean, this Greyhounds team has given up, and they're throwing in the towel.
It's 4.5 minutes left. You really can't. You want to still go forward. You want to look at the positives, but right now you
want to impress.
Backwards.
You want to impress your coaches.
Obviously, you don't get too many opportunities to play in, a varsity game, and you want to show, the coaches, this is what I can do during game time. So just in case somebody goes down, you got a solid backup. So you want to show them that you can perform, and currently it doesn't seem like they're doing that.
3rd and 25 here. Ball on their own 44-yard line as the Greyhounds just hands it up the middle, but takes it to the right side, has some room, breaks some tackles, and gets a gain of 26 yards on the play.
Wow.
First down for the Greyhounds.
No, that's not a first down. Remember how far they were back. And they still got, 7 more yards, about 4.
Oh, that's right.
It was 3rd and 25. So
I thought he got a gain of 25 there. I was looking at the other marker.
Gained about 17.
So close. 4th and 8, that is right. Pardon me for that, for those of you that got excited from my exaltation.
Wow,
3 minutes left.
Skinny.
What happened?
It looked like, oh, no, that's the long snapper. I thought the center was... He looked like he's 130 pounds out there.
Pontius now in the shotgun. Greyhounds going for it. 3:04 left in the game. Ball on the 38-yard line.
Oh, they blocked
the punt's blocked.
Scoop and score. Scoop and score. That's what we're taught. That's what we're taught.
And there's a slippery ball that slips out of the...
That's what we're taught. Scoop and score. They had the opportunity to scoop and score, and they just kept losing it.
Wow. I didn't even know how to commentate on that. I was just sitting here watching the ball because I thought you kept saying scoop and score.
That's what they're supposed to do.
The ball was just sputtering around. There was no recovery on the play. 2:29 left. I was really confused on that. For some reason, I didn't see the punter behind them, and I actually thought that they were going for it, the Greyhounds.
Yeah, the punter is actually, I think he's a receiver.
Is that okay?
I
was confused. I swore that they were going for it. I didn't see the punter behind there. They were there's a weird formation in high school, different from college or professional. But now, I don't believe Luke Brennan is in anymore for
he's not.
Hickory. Hickory just takes it up the middle for a gain of about 4 or 5 yards. 1:52 left in the game. A reminder on WCN. Stay connected with WCN online and on TV. We're on Comcast 183 in Lawrence County, Channel 204 on Armstrong Cable, and in New Wilmington, Channel 72 on Armstrong, and 3.1 and 3.2 on Campus Cable. You can also watch live events and access our archive of programs online at WCNlive.com. That's WCNlive.com. Hickory now just does a toss to the right side, breaks free and takes it for a first down to the 25-yard line. 1:10 left in the game. And Tarrant, obviously the Greyhounds have lost and are now moving to 4-3, and Hickory is moving to 6-1. What do you think the Greyhounds are going to learn from this game?
Well, they need to learn how to stop the run. That's first and foremost. They really do need to learn how to stop the run, because it just seems that they're unable to stop the run, and they just got to do a better job of
Hickory hands it off again up the middle, fights his way for about 7 yards. Is Nick Couple, or excuse me, not Nick Couple. That was the Westminster's roster. Brandon Toe for Hickory is in at running back.
You said Westminster's roster, by the way.
Well, you know.
Wilmington's roster.
It's late. I've been confusing my teams.
On a quick note, Brett Zimmerman, a former Westminster grad and football player, is not an assistant coach, but a volunteer coach on Hickory, and he gets a win here. So congrats to him. But that will be the game.
That will be the game, and that is it. The clock has hit 0. Final score, Hickory with a blowout win over the Greyhounds, 42-6. Let's do our post-game analysis now, Taryn. Obviously, past 2 games have been blowouts over the Greyhounds. What do the Greyhounds need to do to change this streak that they have right now?
Well, it seems like they need to stop the run. That's what I've been noticing. When you go against a good running back, you have to be prepared that they are going to get the ball the majority of the time. And that's what happened. They gave the ball to Chuck Carr, and Chuck Carr, delivered for them. And last time we were here against Farrell, they had a big running back, and they just continued to feed him the ball. And
that's right. I mean, and looking at Chuck Carr's stats, we were handed his stats from a member of the staff up here in the booth. Chuck Carr finishes with 34 carries, 300 yards, and 4 touchdowns, bringing his total touchdown number for this season to 21, and he has just been an unstoppable beast for this Hickory team. But that will be it for this broadcast. Thank you all for listening. This will be my last broadcast. Taryn will be here next week as the Greyhounds will be set to take on, I believe they're taking on 3-3 Lakeview. And the next game for the Hickory Hornets are taking on Grove City at Grove City. Again, for all of you listening, thank you for listening to Titan Radio, home of the Hounds. We'll see you next time.